There we go. So, psych, here's the introduction. Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome to the Rideshare Garage. We are here. I got Steven, the unbroken driver, with me, Mr. LA snowstorm LA out there, shooting all them YouTube shorts in a t-shirt while he's getting snowed on. And look who showed up back from the graveyard. I know he had a little medical procedure. He tried to install some height implants in his kneecaps, but when they got in there, they found a whole bunch of jet paraphernalia from New York. So they said, the hell with this guy. We're just going to leave him at 5'2" and call it a day. Mr. Omar is back with us tonight. Like to welcome everybody to the show. I do believe Jeff will be on in a little while. He might be still out there working on that driveway extension. I know it's hot. It's cold, but it's hot when you got to shovel all that gravel and everything. Eddie will be along soon, and I'm hoping we'll get a visit tonight from Kiera because she's got a new program she's developing. I know some of you guys went through it last night. Well, I know Eddie went through it last night, and that's something I think everybody out there will be interested in at some point as well. So, the Unbroken Driver and Driven by O. You know, y'all got some Uber names, man. What's with the Uber names? Okay.
I guess I have no excuse. I can't. It was supposed to be a driver. Yeah, it was supposed to be. I made the name specifically for a driving channel, and I wasn't really. It comes from one concept from one channel, my Unbroken Asset channel. I have no excuse.
And what about Driven by O? Wait, whoa. Time out. Whoa. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Hold on. I got to find my little sound bits here. Oh, wait a minute. Omar, what in the hell is that you got in your background?
Breaking news.
There is no way the Jets have picked up raggedy ass Aaron Rodgers. We are not going to into a sports show.
Breaking news.
There is no way. Nah, bro. No.
Breaking news.
No.
It's a wrap.
You know, Aaron Rodgers is going to pull a Brett Favre on y'all, and that's going to be that. He's probably got 3 broken toes and 2 split ribs and what?
Let me warn you, Vinny.
Real quick.
Vinny. Follow everything you say about Brett Favre with allegedly, because he's suing everybody for defamation. So allegedly.
Oh, okay. Big Wes in the house. Hey, what's going on, Wes? Straight in from Phoenix. That's my guy there, bro. Let me tell you something, Wes. All you got to do is send me your email, bro. I'll send you the link. I'm so ready to get you on the show. You are with us every morning, and you're always here with us on Wednesday night. Omar, how'd you get your name, bro? How'd you get your YouTube name?
So, the whole thing with Omar being my first name, everybody just does the O thing, and I never really got into it until I got a little bit older, and I realized I could do a lot of play on words with Omar. You know, you like to make fun of my statue because I don't fill up the chair as much as you do, Vinny. So, so everybody calls me the Big O, and that's funny, right? Because, the big people, they call them tiny. They, you have friends that you call Tiny J or Tiny whatever because they're big. So the little guys, they call big. Everybody calls me Big O. And so I just kind of ran with it. So a number of my channels are by O, Trade by O, Drive by O. And then the next one, the big one that I want to do, the fabrication one, is Design by O. That's the one. I've actually had that since college because I went to school. I went to, a tech school.
All right. Well, listen, I'm not the only one taking a shot at you. Uncle Richie just took a shot at you too. It's actually the New Jersey Jets because they don't. But I don't blame him.
He's just upset because now there's going to be some real competition coming. So
Oh, we're not going to turn this into that. All right.
No. But I will say one thing real quick. I will say one thing.
Oh my God.
You were asking your question. No, you were asking your question, Vinny.
Okay. Yeah.
Today he announced it on the Pat McAfee show. On Pat McAfee show, they had 500,000 people watching. I was thinking to myself, what's the limit on YouTube? And well, we found out live. So that's the level we got to get to. 500,000 people watching our show.
Shit, dude, it's only about freaking 500,000 people in the whole YouTube driver. Anybody who pays attention to YouTube channel space. Oh my God. Oh. What is this? What is this? Hey, you might be in some trouble tonight, Steven. We got the whole South Florida family running through here. Yeah. Klaus Morales, Klaus, the Amazonian. What's up, small fry? He ain't talking to me. I'm 5'10", 220, bro. I can bring the weight. I ain't fat either, like some people.
I'm 5'11". I am pretty fat. I'm not gonna...
Oh my God. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what.
I got some pounds left.
Steven, you and I could stand a few pounds, and we can donate it all to Omar.
And I'll just turn it into muscle. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So I want to start with Steven tonight. Let's get serious for a second. Steven, you had a situation, brother. You wanna talk about that tonight? I don't know. I know I'm hitting you out of left field, but I don't know if you want to discuss that or not.
I mean, I'm fine with discussing it. I had an accident on Monday. I was geared up, ready to go after my W-2 job, and I was ready to get out there.
Yep. Be careful. Yep. You're wording it correctly. Go ahead.
I don't know what you mean, but yeah. I was geared up, ready to go, and try to make as much money as I could, and cover everything that I was going to be doing for the week. And I think I was in my third ride in Beverly Hills, and what's it called? We had an accident with some dude, and the side car of my car, the rear back right end door, the panel from the center up toward about the front door got smashed in. I did take the 2 videos from my dash cam. I always have a dash cam because I wasn't paying attention to the video inside of the car, and it only circles an hour. I thought it fills up my whole 32 gig USB drive. It doesn't.
We're talking about the Tesla.
Yeah, the Tesla camera is not the. So, and plus it doesn't record inside. So it's still important and it's crazy actually how much the cameras actually cover. Now I made that video private. There's a few people in the Discord group that got to see it. Benny's got to see it. But I'll probably make that available for everybody else to see as well. And then make a video discussing, the whole process. But I need to get that door fixed. It was seeming like I wasn't going to be able to get it fixed by the time Coachella rolls around. So that kind of put a damper on my plans. But there's actually a facility over here that may be able to take the car quickly and get the part quickly. And I might be able to get it fixed faster than I thought. And I should be up and running by the time Coachella rolls around.
Is that a Tesla approved shop or a Tesla shop?
Yeah, so the first place I checked they said they weren't even going to be able to take the car until the 27th. So I was like, okay. And then they have to do the inspection, verify that the insurance company is going to pay and all that stuff, and then start ordering parts. And the parts they were saying was going to take a while. The second place that I went to, it was a nice place, really big, and had I want to say 8+ what do you call them? Like stalls for fixing the cars.
Bays. Yeah, bays.
Yeah, bays. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a huge facility. And when I pulled in, there was a Tesla charging right on to the right. As soon as I pulled in, he's like, yeah, I got 6 Teslas here. He's like, yeah, we can fix that. He's like, yeah, you can't order parts from Tesla unless you're a Tesla approved location. So,
okay.
Yeah, so he said, yeah, we're Tesla approved. I can get the parts. He's like, I'm like, can you pull out? Brandon was like, just get them to pull out the door and then clean it up or paint it just so I could keep rolling for a while until I could get it fixed. And so I asked him if he could pull it out. He's like, nah. Yeah, he said he couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I took a chance, see if he could do it. But it sounds like he'll be able to actually get it fixed completely to where my car is like, like it was before the accident even happened.
So when have you already dropped the vehicle off?
No, I have it. I still have it.
So, there's a couple of things. I don't know if you want to go into them now or not.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were on a ride,
Mm-hmm.
which means now, if I remember correct, you've got the rideshare
Yeah, I
additional,
have
right?
rideshare coverage on my, which is actually, it's a cool thing because if I was driving on Lyft and the Lyft coverage was just gonna cover it, I'd be spending 2,500 out of
That
my pocket,
deductible.
right? But my insurance company, because I have the rideshare coverage, I only have to pay the deductible from my company, which is the 750.
So your insurance, because you've got the rideshare insurance add-on. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
I really, I want our viewers to understand what we're talking about here, because at some point it happens to all of us. I got rear-ended in Kitty, my CTS. Oh, geez, 2017. I don't know if Omar, when you remember that, when the guy hit me in the airport, the kid hit me in the airport because he wasn't paying attention, and then they had to the airport security had to they stopped me as I was coming out of my car because I was going after him. I was going to snatch him right out of his goddamn car right there at Terminal 3-4. I was going to beat his ass because I saw him. I went by him. He was, you're in town, you're in town, you're in town. Next thing I know, I'm pulling into the pickup area. Wham! Now, bro, when he punched it, he couldn't have been no more than 150 feet behind me. So the whole, anyway, it's neither here nor there. The point is maybe you can discuss a little bit about the insurance since you're actually going through it and the benefit of having the additional rideshare coverage.
Well, who's at fault here, Stephen?
So far, they're still doing the investigation. I believe that I was at
Not
fault,
from what I
but
saw.
after, yeah. And so it's funny because when I was listening, when I gave them the explanation, she actually told me it sounds like he's partially at fault too. So same thing, just from the description. I hadn't even shown her the video yet. So then when I go back and watch the video, you see the guy speed up and block me from being able to get into the lane. So
Right.
And then when you see the front view camera, you see why I can't just blast in front of him. There was another car with the trailer in front of him, so he just sped up enough to make it where I couldn't get into the lane.
So I'm a little confused. Were you traveling along the road? You were already established on the roadway, and was this other person trying to
Right.
get into the roadway with you, or how did that work?
We were both. So I was in the second lane from the right. He was in the first lane. I was trying to get over so I could turn right. I was trying to get into that lane. He had a car with the trailer. Actually, the car with the trailer was in front of me, and he was able to get over. So I was trying to get over, and he was just at the tail end of my car. So I tried to push up in front of him so I could get in front of him, and he sped up and got like right along me, so I couldn't get over. I was thinking I could turn into the second lane as I was coming out. Stupid move. And his lane didn't have to turn. It could go straight. So I'm thinking he's like trying to press so that he could turn. And I come in to turn, and I guess he was trying to go straight. He hits the back quarter of my car.
Well,
And
from what I saw on the video, you were clearly your back end of your car was in front of his front end of his car.
right.
That's what I saw. And then all of a sudden, you're coming over and he gunned it.
Yep.
So now, Omar, I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking, that he was trying to cheat. But here's the thing, even in Florida, and I know you're pretty good with this. Florida's a no-fault law. We're a no-fault state. I don't know what California is. But if
Was
you
that
get rear-ended,
wait, describe
if
that?
you get well, it
What's
just
a no fault?
I'm about to tell you. If
Mm-hmm.
you get rear-ended, right? Or hit on that back quarter panel, it's the guy who hit you's fault. If there's a 3-car pileup, right? The guy in the middle, regardless of what the guy in the front did, he could have just jammed the brakes in the street. This is what people don't understand when they brake check people here, right? You can brake check somebody. If that guy hits you in the rear, that guy in the rear is at fault because you got to prove the brake check. So that's basically what it means. I mean, Omar could probably describe it a little more, but regardless of all that, because that'll have to sort itself out. Yeah, that it's arbitrary, right? Almost all accidents are arbitrary unless they're on a street cam and somebody just blatantly runs a red light. Um, how is the insurance working for you? That's what I want to try to explain to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the benefit here is that so they're not. I'm going to be getting the coverage from Lyft, but I get the benefit of the deductible from my insurance. So they are covered. They said it's like a gap coverage on my deductible versus whatever the deductible is from their company. They'll pay the rest, but then the coverage is still coming from Lyft from their commercial insurance.
So Lyft is aware of the accident.
Right.
Now, were they made aware of the accident because you let them know, or were they made
Yes.
aware of the accident because the rider let them know?
No, I let them know, and then also when I told my insurance, they immediately let them know.
All right, so you covered your ass.
Oh heck yeah! Told them everything. I mean, there's no point in having rideshare insurance if I'm not gonna be able to use it when I need it. And then it's like, and you know, I just wanted to I made sure I was covered before everything it started in the first place. But then on top of that, I got all the information that I thought was pertinent at the time, and gave my statement for the accident. The dude, I wasn't sure what exactly he was getting at. He's like, how do you want to handle it? We just exchanged information and went from there. But yeah, so I went onto the app. I said that there was an accident on this ride, covered that part, and then I contacted my insurance and made a claim digitally, and then they called me the next day. This was all 7:00 at night.
Okay.
All right.
So just so everybody understands what we're talking about, in the state of Florida, we're a no-fault state. What that means is that it's the type of insurance you have to carry, regardless of who's at fault. Everyone has to carry the same amount of insurance, which is mostly personal PIP, personal injury protection. You have to carry that so that it covers whatever injuries that you might receive versus it's a different thing for if you damage property. That's a different type of insurance. That's a comp or whatever they call it.
No.
Property damage. Property damage. Yeah,
FDMPD is the minimum insurance here if you own the vehicle.
Right. So there are 12 states. I just Googled this right now. I didn't know about how many states were no fault. This is actually a good conversation. So I just Googled it. It says, as far as Google's telling me right now, 12 states have no fault insurance. California is not one of them. And drivers can opt out of a no fault policy, which is interesting, in Kentucky, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. That's really interesting. I wonder how that works. But that's basically like a minimum of insurance that you have to carry. That's why our insurance is a little bit higher, or no fault insurance type states, I believe, are a little bit higher just out of default because it's like everybody has to get insured and it's like you're assuming the worst. That's what the idea of no fault is. Like, even if there's nobody, whatever the case may be, you still have insurance.
At least you can cover yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. But it sucks though because your insurance is already high and it can get higher.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say it sucks. I shouldn't say it sucks. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
Well, no, because if you're in an accident, and Klaus just backed up what you said, what I was talking about was something different. Okay, but what's good about it is if you're involved in an accident and the other driver doesn't have insurance or their insurance is lapsed or canceled for whatever reason, you're still covered. You're still covered. The car company is still required to fix your car because your insurance is there. Also, Florida has an option to carry BI. Ain't nobody BI here, Klaus. Yeah, bodily injury protection. Well, on my truck, I've got the max coverage just because I know I'm carrying people, man. You just max it out, dude. I mean, but I think insurance for me is on my truck. I think I
do have uninsured motorist, by the way.
Oh
Richard.
Yeah.
That was one of the most important things for me to have on my policy, especially in California. I just drove down the street and saw a car. I captured it too. Maybe I'll make it into a short. Their tire was up on the sidewalk, the rear left corner of their car completely destroyed. I mean, absolutely demolished. that car was just parked on the side of the street and somebody just ended somebody's vehicle. So yeah, uninsured motorist here. You see destroyed cars on that are parked on the street all the time.
I thought you were gonna say driving, because I was gonna tell you, dude, we have Uber drivers with like duct tape on one side of the car. Like, no, go on that side, please.
And see, and
we have no inspections here. So I was gonna say, wait a minute, how you get away with that in California with an inspection?
Hey, they do.
We know a guy.
It's crazy.
Bro,
yeah.
We know a guy on a certain Prius that at one point had red duct tape to match the red paint on his car. And if I wouldn't have seen it myself, I wouldn't have believed it. We're not talking about one strip of duct tape here.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, some Teflon panels of duct tape, like 8 or 9, and people still got in his car.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's no way I'm going to walk up to a car if I'm catching an Uber or a Lyft, and I see a bunch of duct tape holding the bumper on, or there's a screwdriver to unlock the door, to open the door handle. Bro, we ain't moving.
Don't forget, he's got yellow stripes. Don't forget, he got yellow stripes down the side of the minivan too, because the taxi, almost the same thing like what Steve was saying. The taxi was trying to get in his lane and kind of gave him one of these.
Oh my God, I've never seen this. I've never seen his minivan, bro. I don't want to see that. All right. So then, Steven, so now it's just a waiting game for you. You're approved.
Right. Well, actually, at this point, I don't even need to wait. After I talked with the insurance adjuster, she said, well, they needed to transfer me over to a separate department for rideshare inside of my Progressive. And then from there, they're forwarding all of my statements and everything to the adjusters with Melitus or whatever they call the bank for Lyft. And then we'll see. I mean, I guess I won't hear anything about whether or not the passenger makes claims or anything, lawyers up or something like that. But they told me as soon as I had the claim number that I could go and start the process of getting my vehicle fixed. So technically I could take it in now. So I'm going to contact the guy and see, does he need to take my car now? Does he have the space? Because his lot was full of Mercedes, all kinds of crazy cars, So I'm like, yeah, I want my car fixed here.
Well, I tell you, I mean, obviously I've never owned a Tesla, but knowing that the car is software based, right? I don't know how people look at a Tesla. I look at a Tesla that is an electric generator powered by software. That's what it is. You got the electric generator at the wheel or wheels, whether it's, two motor or single motor. And you got the iPad stuck to the damn dash, and that runs all the sensors and everything. That's what runs the car. Right? That's basically what's right. I don't think I'm wrong here. So
this is two separate systems, but yeah, I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
Well, one
they have so the
iPad, it'd be a glorified golf cart. Now let's call it.
Well, yeah, you can shut that system completely down and still drive the car.
Yeah, then you got a golf cart.
Yeah, I like when I go to reset the car, if I take my card and tap it in the center, I can take off, and so I won't see the speed and all that stuff, but I can still reverse, I can still drive. So the system for driving the car is it gives you information on the screen, but the screen is more so to interface with all the air conditioning and all the
that's where I was driving to.
Yeah.
I would imagine you wouldn't want to take it to the Shade Tree body shop, because I'm sure that door has some sensors and cameras, whatever, airbags, all of that crap in it.
That's actually interesting. So first off, Tesla is starting to remove the sensors. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the new model and the end models of the 2022s, they stopped putting sensors in the car. My car technically is more expensive than the standard 2022 now and the 2023, because they're removing those expensive sensors. They're focusing more on the cameras in order to capture things and to measure distances and everything like that. So fortunately, him hitting me in the side, you can see the sensors. They're on the front and back end of the car in the bumpers. So I'm not, as far as sensors and picking up stuff on the side of the car and whatnot, don't think that there's anything in the doors. I don't know though, so I'm not gonna act like I'm but I did find out, just doing little bits of research here and there. My dad did the same thing. I can get the shell for the door for $500. Like, so really, to get it looking good, at least looking good, back to where it was at, not a big deal. In fact, he found it in black, $500 or less. Now, taking all the guts out of the door, taking it off the door, the hinges and everything, putting it all back together, adjusting it and all that stuff. That's a whole nother thing. And the big thing that was Eddie's experience, unfortunately for Eddie, they damaged the side pillar. So the two side pillars on the car between the doors, they damaged the pillar, which made it where they had to total out his car. So mine, I'm questioning whether or not there's any damage to the pillar. Now, if you look at the pictures, which I've shown you, but I haven't shown everybody, the rear door is damaged like almost right in the center. But then there's scrapes. Yeah, but then there's some scrapes right to the front door, which gives me a little bit of concern that possibly could that pillar have been tweaked. I don't know. But when I take it to this professional shop, they'll be able to say, okay, yes or no,
All right. So then my next question will be after that, like everybody gets asked, just like Eddie, when Eddie's truck went down, they had to replace the starter, which incidentally, and when he gets on here, y'all can ask him. I told him it was a goddamn starter from Jump. But anyway, what do I know? What do I know? But are you going to rent? Are you going to go through Uber and rent a vehicle while your vehicle's down? Or are you going to wait?
So I was thinking about doing that. I don't mind grabbing a Model 3. And yeah, if I go and grab one of those cars, then it's just going to I'll be stuck to Uber until I can get my car back. I'm still kind of filling out how long this is going to take, because it's sounding like going through this shop, it's sounding like I might not be out of my vehicle for too long if they're as efficient as they seem like they are. So if they are efficient, it's going to take less than a week, then I'm not really in a rush to go pay a bunch of money on a rental.
Gotcha.
But I'm still in the wait and see phase right now, because I was going to go pick one up today. And then I saw this shop this morning, and I went and asked a bunch of questions. I got his card, and I'm thinking I'm going to be able to work with him and get my car fixed pretty quickly.
All right. Y'all two talk for a minute. I'll be right back.
Steven, whose car is this?
So it registered owner is my brother, but it's my car.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was concerned about. That's what we were talking about on Discord a little bit. And I was like, wait a minute, whose car is this? I thought maybe it was a rental. And I'm like, man, if it's a rental.
And that's interesting. I'm wondering, I always say that I'm buying this car, and yeah. Yeah, no, actually somebody asked me at work, is like, oh, is this a rental? I'm like, no, this is my car.
So, what's the weather been like over there? I keep hearing bad stuff about California. Is it bad your way, or is it more bad northern California?
Yeah, the last 2 days have been rainy. And actually, I was kind of disappointed, because Monday was overcast, right, and it was looking like rain, but it wasn't really raining. So I was like really getting into the groove. I love driving in the rain. I have no issues. I keep plenty of space. And I love that my car is, all-wheel drive. So it gives me a little bit extra comfort in handling, when it comes and things like that. But normally I like driving in the rain, because one, usually less people are on the road. But two, I can usually handle myself in driving in the rain.
Your Tesla is all-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I see, and this was the interesting thing. I started taking pictures and I put them in the group, right? I thought I made it clear that I had the performance, because the performance is dual motor, and it gives it all-wheel drive. So Eddie didn't realize. He's like, you have the red calipers. I'm like, yeah, it's a performance. It's like, so yeah, the performance has either you buy the one that's dual motor for the Model 3, and it has the little badge that says dual motor, but then it'll have a line underneath it in red if it's performance when you're looking at the back. However, they have those decals or not even like badge symbols. You can buy them on Amazon. So people will fake that they have, the the plaid or whatever, because they just throw the badge on the car. And then it's kind of hard to tell because then you have to go into the interface on the computer and see what exactly it is.
Okay.
But as far as
well, when it comes to all-wheel drive, you can't hide that because I have a buddy of mine that's like, "Oh, I have an all-wheel drive car." Well, he wasn't sure if he had an all-wheel drive, and I said, "Just look underneath the car." And I looked under the car, and you could see a rear axle. You could see two.
It's a little bit.
You could see the pumpkin, and then the two axles coming out, going to the. I'm like, there you go.
So on the Tesla, it's like motors on each tire. Almost, it's not a 4-motor. It's because what's it called? Only Rivian does that. So the Tesla has the Y has 2 motors, and then the X has 3 motors.
Yes,
interesting.
Well, the X you could get either dual or tri motor.
Right. But if you get the higher end version, it's tri.
And so, does it have a system that registers like if a wheel is slipping, then it'll move power away from there and maybe put it on a wheel that's gripping?
Yes. Yes, okay. Because you have when you go into the settings, and maybe I'll make a separate video on this, but when you go into the settings, there's an issue that I was having with one of the ones I was renting. And one of the ones I was renting was picking up that one of the tires was like a faulty code or whatever, that it was slipping. So I had to turn on anti-slip or turn off the traction control so that I could go full speed, because it kept limiting me and dropping the speed while I was on the freeway.
Yeah,
interesting. Good stuff.
Those can be an issue on. Those used to be more of an issue on older model cars when they started putting the brake sensor. No, it's an ABS sensor that was put inside of the wheel bearing. So it's all part of one. It's all part of one package. A lot of cars nowadays, when you replace the wheel bearing, inside there will be you just unplug it and it'll all come out as one unit. Whereas before, it used to be you had to actually have an actual ABS sensor that you remove that sometimes can go bad. And
when I first bought the car, the sensor was bad. They had to replace it, and then fortunately, I mean, it was all covered under the warranty, so that was good.
Okay.
Good point. You're right. The flux capacitor. I wasn't thinking about.
Hey, but here's the question though. Do you know why it was 88 miles per hour?
Was that the highest it could go? I don't know.
This is a legit thing, even if we are talking about the flux capacitor. Do you know why it was 88 miles per hour? Does anybody out there on the show tonight? Do you know why the flux capacitor? This is one of them things. If my kids was around me, they say, "Daddy, this is why we say you are full of useless information." But this is actually not useless. This is really, really good. If anybody out there can tell me why the flux capacitor had to be 88 miles per hour, I will pay Kiara tonight for one of her ebooks, and we will send it to you on the Google. We're gonna start it now by 10 o'clock. Why did the flux capacitor need to be 88 miles per hour?
Yeah, but Vinny, they're gonna Google it. I'm sitting here right now with my hands up. I'm not Googling anything. I'm thinking about it.
Google it. No. I gotta put everybody on there. I gotta put everybody on their honor system. Beyond 9.
Thinking about it.
I'm trying to go through everybody's all the comments here. I'm gonna get back to them in a minute. But Beyond 9's asking, where's Eddie? Bro, Eddie's probably driving South by Southwest right now. I mean,
and
I thought about spring break tonight, but I love y'all, man. I love y'all.
Spring break has been slow for us here. It's been slow.
Remember.
Damn, I'm good.
And I can't have you hanging out by yourselves. I mean, well, you know what though? We took some steps. So I know a lot of you guys don't know. We use Restream as our broadcasting, and it costs like $50 a month because I can link in up to 10 channels at one time. Plus, we can link up to another 100 channels can link into the stream as well. So we can have 110 channels going at one time. But I bumped, Eddie has been an admin because he uses it for his stuff and then, the trading stuff in the morning. But I bumped Steven up tonight to become an admin. So now he can be able to use it for his, and Kiara also. I'm assuming once she gets back south, she won't be so shy to come back on camera. You know, from what she told us, she'll be back next week. Now hold on, Klaus. Now you taking just a little too damn far with the flux capacitor. 1.21 gigawatts to activate the flux capacitor and break in the time barrier. But that doesn't explain why it needed to be 88 miles per hour. At 10 o'clock, I'll give you the answer. But if nobody comes up with the answer, then ain't nobody going to get Kira's 20. And let me tell you, that's $20 that's going to come out of my pocket. Okay? I'm just saying. So, anyway, some of the other stuff going on. Omar, what's going on with you, buddy? I heard you had a little procedure, man. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but how you feeling?
I still kind of feel a little bit like crap. I'm not really happy with some stuff, but that's neither here nor there.
Well,
I did try.
I thought you were limited on how much you could lift. Are you limited on how much you can lift?
Again, this is part of my frustration. There's some things that I don't know, and some things that I were told that are not adding up. Like one thing I was told was I was made to believe that the recovery was going to be like nothing. It was going to be you're going to be doing this and doing that, and the first couple of days really sucked. I couldn't even drive the first weekend.
Yeah,
so.
I think you're milking it. I think you're milking the injury, milking the surgery. You know why?
Why?
Because you put on that 150-pound bag of garbage, garbage bag for a shirt tonight. And I know that shit had to be heavy to lift up. Hey, and if y'all Jets fans out there, just unsub me now because I will rail the Jets until the day I die. You know, all love though.
This is the peanut gallery speaking right now to the upper class. It's okay. I'll let it slide.
Since when did the Jets ever have class?
Because we know New England's going to be in the basement, and probably Miami wants to join them. So, anyways,
somebody's smoking drugs. Dolphins go to the Super Bowl next year, bro. What the hell? Anyway,
with Tua,
damn right. Tua's going to get him a Super Bowl before he retires. Anyway,
I did drive last weekend a little bit. Just little bit by little bit. I took it in stages. I said to myself, let me see how I feel for an hour or two. I had the heated seats on, not all the way, but I had them on because that was kind of the only way I could do it. And then I would take breaks every so often. And I got to a point where I was like, all right, now it's really bugging me. So I went home. So it was slow for me. I'm not seeing this surge of people that we normally get. And it's only a little bit in Fort Lauderdale and a little bit of Miami after a certain time of night. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong. What did I do? I did my normal Lux Black XL that I always do. And, a couple of rides from, I actually dropped off somebody at the airport and got rematched. So that was interesting. That's never happened before.
Uber?
Yeah, on Uber.
Yeah, Uber's been really good about rematching lately. Yeah,
yes.
Uber, I never used to get rematched. Now it's every time if I'm dropping somebody off in there, before I get past Terminal 4, I am rematched and I can't complain. Now with Lyft, I used to get rematched all the time. Now, I mean, Lyft done kicked me to the curb.
So one day, I think I worked last Monday. I went to is it Monday or Sunday? Sunday. I sat at the airport, right? I was number one in the queue on Black XL, and I was just letting everything go by. It was absolute trash. And then I was sitting there waiting for an Uber. I don't remember what ride I took because I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, what am I looking for? Because I'm getting lowball here, and now I'm sitting here wasting time. So it's one of those things. And I forgot what I ended up taking. I ended up taking like a $50 ride. I forget where. It ended up paying really good because I got tipped out on it.
Well, let me ask you.
Do they always give you one ride with Lyft? Like is it different than Uber where it gives you 4 attempts before it puts you to the back of the queue?
Well, here's
Lyft
the thing.
Only give you one?
So
no. That's not what we're talking about, Stephen. Hold on, but that's not what we're talking about, Stephen. We're talking about when you're taking somebody to the airport, you drop your slingshot.
Yeah, the rematch. Yeah.
Right. That's where there's no 1, 2, or 3. You get one shot and that's it.
He just said he was waiting. He was waiting at
yeah. I'm telling 2 different stories here. I did get rematched once. I picked up from one place and got rematched and went right back to that same place. You probably know where, Vinny. So but another time I went to the airport because I said, oh, look, the queue's low, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the airport. And I made a mistake because at 2 places there was an event that I did not realize, and that's where I should have went. And I was at the airport wasting my time. I took a good ride. I know that, but it took a while I was sitting there. So to answer your question, Steven, under normal circumstances with Uber, I think you get 3
You get
tries.
4.
3 or
Yeah,
4.
3.
Yeah, 4.
You get
4.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get the
With
first one, the second one, the third one, and then the fourth one is either you get the
Yeah.
fourth one or you get to the back.
With
Yeah.
Lyft, I'm trying to think if I go right back to the end of the, or if it's 2 tries. And again, I'm trying to think about it because the reason I say that is I don't really know it for sure because I don't go to the airport normally. I only go when the queue is low and I can get in and out. And here's the thing: sometimes I'm on my
I
way
only
to
go
the
for
airport.
Uber.
Sometimes I'm on the way to the airport. I live close enough to the airport that there's no cars, 0 cars. I get requests from my house.
Yeah.
But if there are a couple of cars in the
you're
queue,
not that close. You're not that close. You're about 4 or 5 miles away.
depending on which way you go, if you go up Federal, I'm 6 point something miles away. If I take 95, I'm like 8.5 miles away from the airport. So
see, that's crazy to me. Like Jeff was telling us too sometimes that he'll be. I think he says he's close to the airport where he lives, and he's sitting at home, and all of a sudden he'll start getting requests to the airport.
Yeah,
and I'll
get
give you this
requests.
one. I'll give you this one too. So if I have XL on Lyft, if I have XL and Lux turned on, which is like never, I will get requests from my house to the airport.
Constantly.
Probably, I could probably even demonstrate it right now. Let me see if Lyft is even if there's even any cars in the queue. Right, well, it's 9:30 right now, my time, so there's going to be cars in the
it's
queue.
loaded. It's loaded.
Yeah.
It's loaded.
But what I'm getting at is that now when it comes to Lux Black, I can get about a third of the way to the airport, and I'll get Lux Black requests.
Okay.
And now what I'm trying to figure out is why am I getting these requests? Because the day in question that I'm talking about, there was like 9 cars in the queue. I'm like, why am I getting requests?
Because
I think it's because
down.
yeah, I think right. I think that's what it is, Vinny. Right? They're turning it down. Yeah, I mean they're short rides. They are short rides because we've had all this development where they're putting hotels damn near on the airport property, and it sucks now because now you have to filter through that stuff. We didn't have that. We always had at least a 5 to 10 mile buffer out of Fort Lauderdale Airport. Now we don't have that, so it's becoming like Miami where you got these around the block rides, and so yeah, people are. I was in the airport, Vinny. Right, there weren't a lot of cars there the other day that Sunday. It was Sunday night, and there weren't a lot of cars in the airport. I'm literally watching guys, and I hear it, bing, bing, bing. You can hear everybody's car just bing, and you can see guys together like this, and they're speaking Spanish. They're speaking Spanish to each other. No, eso no coja eso muy barato. No. So, they're talking to each other and like I don't know what's going on. Some weird communication was going on with some people. There was one guy I saw there with me, like maybe 20 feet from me, and I'm watching him, and I'm going to myself, "That's a Black XL. Why is he sitting there? I know why I'm sitting here, but what is he doing?" And the queue said like 1 car or front of queue, and I'm thinking to myself, there are Black XLs in this parking lot. How am I in front of the queue just letting Lux Black go by after Lux Black go by?
Maybe
So it was a very weird.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Omar, not everybody that drives Uber drives Lyft.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point.
A lot of people have been dropping Lyft. A lot have been dropping Lyft because, I mean, I showed in the chat group yesterday, and if I can bring it up here, I'll try to get it on the screen.
Yeah, there was some game. I thought there was some game being played. That was my thinking.
Lux Black is the new Lux, if you haven't noticed. You can't play games with Lyft. When it comes to the bonus, you can't play games. You can't play games because all of us get the exact same bonus as far as across the driver platforms. Now, as I've sent to Sergio, not all of us get the same bonus at the same time. You and I have seen that happen between you and me, Omar.
I'm starting to see it a lot more now.
But I've also seen it with Fireman Mike. He had like a $12 bonus going, and it was showing me 4.5. And they're sending me the rides, and they ain't sending him shit. So decline. Anyway, hey, everybody out there, if you wouldn't mind, whatever channel you're watching the stream on tonight, if you could hit the like button, we'd appreciate it. If you want to share it out, that's a bonus. Try to catch up. I know Jay's in the house. I know Lamont's in the house. I wanted to get way back to his original comment, and because I think it's something we can actually talk about tonight before we get into the hot topic. Good evening, guys. How are you driving ride? How are you driving rideshare for 7.5 years? Now 5 stars on both apps. Let's give it up because Ain't a lot of us at 5 stars on both apps. And then again, there's a lot of us that are. I've come to the realization Lyft by far is a way bigger crook than Uber. You guys' thoughts before I
it's splitting hairs. For me on Monday, Lyft is the bigger crook, and then Tuesday, Uber is the bigger crook. It's just splitting hairs. But I mean, yeah.
I mean,
So
you
think? Go ahead, Steven. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that it really comes down to the fact that Uber just leaves themselves open in a sense to more scrutiny or more being able to discern which rides you're willing to accept and which ones you're not. So if I'm willing to sit there and wait, I can choose better rides. And a lot of people are gonna figure that out with Uber, where Lyft doesn't give you that option at all. But it's just another form of manipulation. Now, some people are going to be able to take advantage of it, but not everybody will. Not everybody will be patient enough for it, and that's where they get you. That's where it's like, okay, I'm going to throw you a bunch of rides that are only $20 an hour rate. I'm going to throw you a bunch of rides that are $15 an hour rate, and where you're like, I would never touch that. There's somebody over there willing to pick up that ride. And it's just that's how the game gets played. And eventually you also got, I mean, prime example, you've got people that are driving black and driving black SUV, and they're dropping down to lower tiers because that's going to at least give them the money that they need in order to pay their bills, in order to pay off the vehicle that they couldn't afford, in the sense that they have to still pay off the car, you know.
Damn, I'm good.
I've been saying this and screaming this from the top of my lungs. People don't understand that when times get slow or times get tough or rides are far and few between, you will see Escalades taking XLs. It's going to happen. We've seen it over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. And the worst part of this whole situation is that it's skewing the view of the riders, because you will get people that feel like they deserve to be in an Escalade, deserve to be in a Suburban for Uber X price. And it's getting more, it is happening more and more often, where people they could get in my car and be ungrateful because they didn't get they didn't get a 6, 7, 8, whatever seats. So it just is what it is.
Let's expand on that one for a second. You are 100% right. I've had people, because I do XL, but my truck is built for XL. But my truck is built for that. Omar's truck is built for XL. Our trucks are the right truck. The only platform we don't get down here is Uber Premier SUV. And I got news for you. If you compare the price of Uber Premier SUV and Lux Black, well, before the upfront pricing, they paid the goddamn same. They paid the same.
Yeah.
Lux Black was paying the same. Uber Premier SUV is no prize, bro, to go spend an extra $40,000 on a truck.
No, man.
We lost your screen there.
I got it.
That's right.
When we had what was it before Lux SUV? That was the shit. Lux SUV was the shit. And when they got rid of Lux,
when they introduced dynamic pricing, when they introduced Premier to get out of whatever regulatory issue they had with the state of Florida. And I still don't know how Lyft gets away with it, unless Lyft just outsmarted them in their original charter with the state. They put the words in the clauses or whatever, yada yada, so they never had to get away with it. Let's catch up with some other questions. Go ahead.
My ride on the day in question. Oh, I forgot to mention this, Vinny, too. You should have seen the line on Perimeter Road. So when you come around that last curve, right? Yep. And you're gonna go straight. Now it's the straight shot. You're right along the train tracks.
Yeah.
I got right around that curve, and all I saw was red lights. I'm telling you, Vinny, I made the fastest U-turn that'll blow your mind. And I went right back up that first road where everybody used to park at in the warehouses.
Right.
And I did a loop. I had an Uber XL. I had to cancel, and then I had a Lyft Black. I had 2 rides. I was like, I'm going to take the Lyft Black. I called because the Uber XL he wasn't riding with me. I'm like, all right, this is going to be my last shot. I called the Lyft Black that was going to Coral Gables. And he said, hey, listen, and to cut the story short, I'll meet you upstairs.
Amen. You got to love those people, bro.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, it was a 32-mile ride, 32 miles. I made 70 on the ride plus $20 cash tip.
$90 for a 40-minute ride. You can't beat that, bro.
Wasn't even 40 minutes, bro. It was 35 minutes. Easy peasy.
You can't beat
bro.
that.
Easy
You can't
peasy.
beat that.
That's again, that's me swinging for the fences. So please, everybody, your results may vary.
Are you trying to say you need a disclaimer for this?
Yeah, because I could have taken rides left and right. I was actually starting to think to myself, I could have been back here. Then I realized what the problem was. The problem was Perimeter Road and then the main road off of Perimeter. Like when you're coming into Federal, the main entrance into the I have a video of it. I showed my passenger. He was like, because I said, hey, just in case you want to know why I had to ask you to come upstairs. He was like, damn. He's like, hey, I really appreciate you coming to get me, and handed me a 20.
Wes put this out there earlier. He mentioned a couple of things about inspections. Yeah, I got to agree with you, bro. Even when I first got on the platform, every year you had to go get a car inspection. And, you know, it was supposed to be an ASC certified mechanic, but mechanics found out real quick they can make a quick 50. All right, just give me your paper. I don't care about your car. Pop, 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 pop. 50 bucks. Boom, you're out of here. So that was a lack of horseshit. Melvin's got the joke of the night right now, though. Two-step inspection. Honk the horn and kick the tire. We're out of here, baby. Oh, man, let me catch up back here. Kiki was saying that up in Jersey, they keep trying to bait her in with the quests. She hasn't been doing any work up there because it's trash orders, trash payoffs. They keep offering her $15 more from the week before for her quests. Let's see, what does it say here? 20 rides.
I finally got a really good quest this week.
Bro, we ain't gonna talk about quests. We don't get good quests here. At least I don't get good quests. I don't get them.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I can't drive right now.
Well, you could always go rent, bro. I mean, if it's worth it. You got your W-2 though, so it's not like you're going to fall apart.
Right.
But how are you getting back and forth to work now? Are you driving your car, right?
I'm just driving my car. Yeah, I can drive my car. It works fine.
Okay.
It's just you have class. You're not gonna turn that.
I feel. Like that. How can I just feel terrible? How am I gonna roll up and offer an XL or I mean an XL, a Lux or a black? It's just, and you see this giant mark on my door. Like, nah.
You have
bro.
Yeah, you have class. Yeah.
So, I got to hit Rob D first. Rob D's like, that's what they do in West Palm Beach, the Cuban club. Orale. Let's go, man. Do not take that ride, bro. Don't take that ride, bro. I'm telling you, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. No bueno. All right. Kiki's also saying earlier, I'm catching up. Sorry, Kiara, I'm a little late. The cat cameo by Steven. Lamont came back with upfront pricing by Lyft. By far pays lower than Uber. So this has been my experience. Lyft has gotten really bad. Like they truly did give us for like that first month with upfront pricing, bro. They were spot on. Now, like I said, Lux Black is the new Lux. Lux and XL is damn near what Lyft was originally when I first started 7 years ago with them as a regular Lyft basic. I mean, Lyft is trying to give rides 37 miles. This was a ride that came through yesterday, and I laughed. I mean, I literally just started laughing. Ain't nobody in the car with me. Well, me and whatever was on the radio, that was it. It was 37 miles, 45 plus, $45. And it was going all the way down to Miami at like 5:30 in the afternoon. Kick rocks. I ain't doing that for nobody. Because that rush hour traffic coming back. And normally, if I get trapped down in Miami or if I get a ride down there that makes sense, right, I'll come up A1A. And I'll try to get all the way back up A1A, all the way back up into Fort Lauderdale, right? But even that traffic, bro. Omar, what do you think 5:30, 6 o'clock coming out of the Lowe's, which is South Beach, right? Coming off South Beach to get back to your place in Hollywood is an hour 10, hour 15.
When I used to have I like the way Steven's putting it, a W-2. When I used to have a W-2, I have a different way of putting it, and I'm not gonna do that. When I had my W-2, it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take A1A back to Hollywood because it will take me 45 minutes just to get off the goddamn beach and to get onto. You have to take the bottom bridge. You can't take the top bridge because you have to get to the entrance of the express lanes, which you're gonna have to pay $11 for, and you'll still be stuck in traffic. I said, for me, the way I look at it is any 5 miles per hour is better than 0 miles per hour. That's the way I look at it. And at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, if you're stuck in traffic, if you're moving, even though the beats are slow, taking A1A up is slow, you're moving. Taking 95,
Right.
you're not moving.
You're not moving, bro. It's insanity. It's insanity. And you get the opportunity to catch rides coming back up. You know,
So
you can still work, and as you're making your way up, you can't do that if you're stuck on the highway. Lamont
so
says he had 2 MDXs in the past. He dislikes the XL platform. People think you're a U-Haul. And sometimes, bro, sometimes I tell you, there's a couple times I pulled up on people. I see 1 or 2 people, and I see things other than luggage. And the first thing that always crosses my mind when I pull up on these people is, these mofos saw Cadillac in that app. I know they saw Cadillac in that app, not U-Haul. And then I'll get out and I'll take a look. And this is before I hit a, if it's Lyft, I won't even hit a ride yet. Because I would rather them, think I didn't get there if I'm going to cancel that ass. And there's been 1 or 2 that I've said, no, there's no way, bro. You're not putting that stuff in my car. You're out of your goddamn mind. You're out of your goddamn mind. Let's see what else we got here. Klaus says, I'm trying to keep up. In the state of Florida, the inspection was booted once the state took over as the governing body for rideshare. And I would like to lead this into the conversation about the $180,000. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase. Into the conversation that was on the Rideshare Guys channel last night with the guy from Seattle. Right? I don't know if you guys understand that Seattle has the highest rates in the country. Seattle, Washington has the highest rates in the country for Uber and Lyft. Bro, X pays $1.40 a mile, 67 cents a minute.
Okay, I thought New York had the highest because
$1.40 a mile, 67 cents a minute for X.
it's actually not a bad X rate.
This mofo said not a bad X rate. I want you to think about Asher when you say that. with his 8 panels of duct tape. I want you to think about that.
Well, with the
duct tape mobile.
with the multiplier, yeah.
I didn't want what I'll allude to with the conversation from Show Me the Money Club last night. There was a couple of things like, I'm happy, dude. I'm so happy they're getting that money. I am. I personally think different markets offer different levels of cost of living and all of that good stuff that goes with it. Different people make different amounts of money per capita. There's a lot to that. My whole thing is, and remember, I was union for 2 decades. I don't want nobody controlling my shit but me. Period. End of discussion. That's not a slam on unions. I just don't want nobody touching my money but me. Here's the other part to that, though, is if the state of Florida, as Klaus says, is the governing body for rideshare, then the state of Florida should be able to set rates for rideshare. Why hasn't California set mandatory rates for rideshare drivers the way New York City and the TLC in New York City has done? Steven?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know their whole deal. I didn't look into the like, I don't know anything about the Prop 22. I haven't done any research on it. I don't rely on it. I don't know if it could benefit me because I'm usually the same thing's going on with the school district right now. I don't know if you know, but Los Angeles Unified, they're trying to argue for higher rates and all this stuff. I believe in fighting or going off of my own skill set in order to earn value. So if I can't come up with a way to clearly explain why I'm more valuable to work for a company or work for people than the next guy, then hire the next guy or pay me what I'm worth. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll make my own way, or I'll provide value to people in a different way. Like I do with driving. It's like, I tell people all the time that I can make more with driving than I do with my W-2. I'm here because I want to be. This is a stepping stone. This isn't, I need to make this better for me so I can life this position. My life doesn't run like that. I look at this different situations around me and I make the best decisions I can based off that. So I can't really speak on, like I said, I don't know anything about the Prop 22 thing. I don't know anything about the politics on that, either. I don't bank on it. I bank on myself and I fix and get ready for whatever comes next.
So I mean, the guy's name was Walton. He's a super nice guy from what I could tell. And I think Sergio and Chris did a hell of a job with the interview with the guy. The guy was very open and forthright. But I hope the guy appreciates and he has some gratitude for where he's at with that. Because I can't see that. That's not what they have in Seattle. And my whole point, and I didn't want to, and I'm not doing it now. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not criticizing anybody. We all need to find, there has to be some kind of way to get these apps to go back and pay us what we were making 4 years ago, before the pandemic, right? Just roll us back to the pandemic, before the pandemic, okay? Give us those rates. Keep it a 70-30 split and make your business model work. You know how happy drivers would be? If we went back to a 70-30 split and roll our rates back to before the pause, I promise you, drivers will be more happy. You don't need union interference. The thing is, though, the companies that got bad business models. It's evident. You look at their stock price and you'll see it. And they're about to get punched in the face again.
Well, here's the thing, really, and I'm not pushing back on that. I kind of agree. I also want to bring the multiplier back and the prime time back. But my thing is that I don't know if we could ever go back to that, because we have too many drivers right now, and I forgot who it was that said. I'm going to stop you.
I'm going to stop you there with the oversaturation. Maybe on the X platform, maybe on the basic Lyft platforms, you're oversaturated, but on our platforms, we are nowhere near oversaturated. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is,
disagree with that. We're oversaturated on that level too here.
Go
ahead. Sorry.
Okay, I'll let you make your point. I just wanted to say that I don't know who it was. Somebody said that drivers ask for this upfront pricing that we have right now. I don't know where that comes from. I can believe it. Yeah, I could believe it. It could be propaganda, but I just feel like I don't want to use the word evolve. Maybe Lyft and Uber will say we've evolved, and they're selling their bullshit propaganda. Oh, drivers are making this much, and see how much more this is happening. Like, they sell their PR bullshit, and I'm always having to correct passengers on that because they think that we make a lot of money. And I'm like, no, we make crap. And so I would like to go back to a 70-30 split, like you said, Vinny. And I'd like to tack, if I could, in a better place for me would be bring back the multiplier. But let me ask you a question. I'm not sure. Like you said, how do we get back there? I don't know the answer to that question, and I'm not sure if I agree with if I want the state to impose rates. I'm not sure if I want that either.
They impose rates on taxis. If Florida is a governing body for rideshare, as Klaus said, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the reason why inspections got kicked out. Because to me, Florida governs taxis, limos, every other for-hire vehicle. And if they're governing us, then why hasn't the state stepped in and said, okay, especially the blue counties, Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach County, Orange County, Osceola County, and I don't know what the county is out in Tampa. I don't even know. Pinellas County. Okay. Why hasn't they? Because they're the ones on the blue side of the aisle. They're pro-union, which is fine, right? Why haven't they advocated and lifted their standards up? They limit the amount of cars that can get medallions, right? I know that for a fact. So here's the bottom line. Rolling back the rates to before the pause in a 70-30 split. Now, where Uber and Lyft kind of messed up here is now we know they can give us upfront details. Okay. Well,
not even a mess.
They can still
but they let people that didn't know that they could give it.
Well,
they
one
let
thing
them-
one thing we do know for a fact is that they are stealing from the top and the back. We know that, and I've actually had passengers who were a little, right here. Hey, can you? They wanted to request me again, and so I literally could see what they were paying versus what I made. I was like,
It's craziness, right? Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
I just think if we went back there, Omar, I did get a multiplier ride though the other night, Saturday night. I got one. I talked about it on my video the other day
on
on
Uber.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
very nice.
It wound up. I had an $8 surge already, right? I got an XL ride going from the mall to the mall, from the Sawgrass movie theater to the Broward Mall movie theater, 7.5 miles, right? When it came across, it just came across pick up here and 1.5 multiplier. So I took the ride because I didn't know. Yeah, I know what you're thinking already, bro. You'd have chopped the shit out of it because that's what Omar does. But anyway, no, listen. I picked him up. I wanted to know which way was going to pay better. If it's 7.5 miles, that's 16 and 8 is 24. The ride paid out 25 and change, no tip. So the 1.5 multiplier paid out more. I think it was 25.20, something like that. Anyway, Melvin, yes, we were salivating over those rates because I'd love to see all my X and Lyft brothers and sisters making those Seattle rates. I just don't know how many markets could support it.
Yeah, does Waze still have that? Does Waze still give you a choice like ABC routes?
I don't use Waze. I use
Okay,
Google
because
Maps.
that's how
Outside of the
that's
app.
how
I don't use
that's how
Google
a certain
Maps.
somebody would choose. That's how a certain somebody would choose their routes.
We're going to keep it moving here. Randy Lee wants to know, what union job did I have? I work for Design Display and Allied Trades, local union 1175, District Council 78. Here in the state of Florida, we are attached to the Painters International Union out of DC. Here's the trick. Our union, our local, was fully autonomous. We negotiated our own contracts. I sat in on 3 CBAs. I was a senior trustee for about 14 years, was a shop steward, and I was a job foreman. I did aerial suspension work. So if it hung in the air, when you go to the auto show, you go to the boat show, you look up, you see the signs, you see the truss, you see the lights. That's what I did. I did that for 21. Anyway, moving on. I was also an apprenticeship creator and instructor. I used to teach OSHA 32, both 500 and 501. So OSHA 500 was your building trades. OSHA 501 was your general industry. Anything else you want to know, bro? I could teach you all about ergonomics. I have a degree in adult education. I mean, I could go on, bro.
You know what's funny, Vinny? You were just talking about
driving a goddamn Uber, fighting with these bastards for a ride. But you know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? I'm not committed to anything. That's the difference. See, this is what we try to get through to people on our channels. It's not just about tips and tricks how to make more money. It's about, bro, there's more to life than just slaving for somebody else.
Yeah.
There's more to life. I used to see guys, you know what? There were a couple of reasons why the relationship ended there. But one of the main points was, and I'll never forget him, his name was Charlie Farmer. This guy, bro, he was one of the hardest working dudes I've ever met, ever. He made Richie Trump. He made Richie Trump, Omar, look like a 20-year-old. That's how old he was. And he finally retired, bro. He was sweating on every job. He was humping shit out the trailers, setting up displays, moving tape, the whole 9 yards. Not even 2 months after he retired, he dropped dead.
Damn.
He finally took his pension and he dropped dead. After 50 years on the job, in the local, doing the work, hustling his ass off, 2 months after he retired, he dropped dead. Like, that ain't going to be me, bro. It's not going to be me. And it shouldn't be anybody else. I tried to raise my kids to be entrepreneurs, business owners. I didn't want them working for nobody else. I want them working for themselves. Anyway, I'm preaching tonight. I don't want to do that. Lamont says, New York City, $1.10 a mile, 50 cents a minute. I told you.
I'm just Vinny, you were talking about choking some guy out at the airport, so I'm having a hard time envisioning you now as an instructor, as a teacher.
Printed with the, listen, I am printed and published with the Federal Department of Labor on 4 different aspects, 4 different field manuals for trade show and decorating. Oh, yeah. I've worked in multiple cities across this country. Oh, yeah, bro. I was an asshole when I was a kid. I was a complete straight asshole.
Wait.
Omar, you keep joking, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna show up at that door one day. You can be like, "Oh shit, the Hulk is here, and it looks like Vinny." Right here, bro. Right here. Look, he's coming for you. He's coming for you. Wait a minute, I forget how to work this thing. There it is. There's the Hulk. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Randy says y'all don't need Prop 22. I'm not sure from what I understand from watching Sergio's channel, Prop 22 fills in the gap when they don't have enough work. But Sergio said emphatically last night, if you're a rideshare driver, not a gig app worker, a rideshare driver, and you need a Prop 22, you need to quit doing rideshare. Just because you shouldn't be doing that, or something to that effect. Or if you don't get, no, he says, if you're a rideshare driver and you don't get a piece of Prop 22, you need to quit because that means you're taking all the crap rides too. Okay, I want to get that right. So that's what Randy said. Go ahead, guys. I'm just coming through some comments here, trying to catch up. Do you guys,
when you get a chance,
would you guys want to belong to a union if it made your rates better? I'm just asking you guys have that discussion while we go through here.
Again, I like being able to negotiate for myself and my services be worth what I think it's worth. So if I'm going to be the only thing I mean, it comes back to minimum wage and everything again. And then to me, it doesn't make sense. So I'd rather be able to let my rate vary rather than having it set to a minimum. And then now, okay, everybody's trying to get hooked onto that minimum. Now, I do agree with what Sergio is saying about having clear cut rates and clear cut expectation, for miles and for minutes and getting paid for that. That I can get down with.
And at the end of the day, no matter who or what we're talking about, how do you know? Where's that middle ground at? And that's what we have to come to. But because we are independent contractors, and that I often wonder, do all of these apps, DoorDash, Grubhub, yada yada yada, all of them, they want to keep us independent contractors, not because they don't want to deal with unemployment tax. I'm sure that's part of it, but because they don't want to give us the opportunity to truly unionize, to truly become a collective bargaining group. And it's like kings and peasants. They keep the peasants fighting amongst each other. So in my mind, they don't want you to be an employee because they don't want you to unionize on them. Like, Amazon's going,
and they don't want you to overhead either. They don't want the overhead, of all of that. But the screenshot that I had sent you earlier was from I got a notification from Lyft for St. Patrick's Day. And it says St. Patrick's Day ride demand boost. We expect 26% higher demand than usual. Most drivers in your city made $20 an hour in the last 2 weeks. So if you're saying, yay, you can make a little bit more than $20 an hour rate. I mean, to me, that's very telling if we're talking about Lyft and we're talking about where they see rates should be for an individual that is driving.
Yeah.
So, if we're going to be comparing Uber and Lyft, you need to understand you're probably not making the right choice unless you're on the higher platforms for Lyft. And even on that, like most of the time, I'm consistently getting rides in the $30 an hour rate. So if I get a tip on top of that, that's going to put me at a much higher rate compared to, because it's going to, now I'm getting dollars right on top of it instead of, did I get enough minutes? Did I get enough miles? But Lyft, I mean, it's like they don't even care. And then they keep it ambiguous when the ride goes longer than intended or the distance goes longer than intended.
Well,
so you said on average, the last couple of weeks, they're making $20 an hour. And then you
Correct.
said they sent you an email that said you can make 26, that the percentage is going to be 26% more business.
We expect 26% higher demand than usual for St. Patrick's Day, I guess.
So I just did some math here for everyone at home.
Like
26%, 26% of 20 is $5.20. So $25.20. Go get them. Propaganda.
Wait.
See, they put that big number up there, 26%. Oh my gosh! But
hold on. I'm about to get in trouble here. Can I get in trouble, Steven?
Go for it.
Can I get in trouble a little bit?
Let's get all.
Omar loves drama. Let me just tell you so. I already know I got his blessing. I was right. Those other channels were wrong. Striking in all of these cities for the last 12 years. Got New York City drivers 9%. 9%. They got a 9% rate because I was right. And they were all right. Hey, bro. Like, you know, I wish I could say, there's one word I wish I could say on YouTube that I knew. I know if I say it, it's going to get me blocked, banned, censored, sent home. And that's fine because apparently I got somebody who watches every one of my videos and always gives me a thumbs down. I don't know if it's Ricky Bobby or I was right and they were wrong. And I'm not going to mention their channels. Oh, fucker. Anyway,
it's a joke, man. It's a joke, man. I can
9%?
make 26% more.
We got 35%. Actual inflation is like between 30 and 35% right now. Actual inflation.
And let's understand something. So you said how much did you say that was? 25?
$5.20. So yeah, you'd be making $25.
Understand on that $25, that's not you taking home $25. That's just gross.
Yeah,
don't forget all of your expenses and stuff on top of that. So and I understand for those people that have markets where they can't average over $30 an hour. I'm not talking directly to your market. Hey, if your market makes less than that, if it makes more than that, cool. If it makes less than that.
All right, let me get this introduction real quick. Somebody must have heard me going off on, I was right and they were all wrong, and we got them 9%. Somebody must have heard. Boy, it's like when Ron runs, when Kiara says hello, and Ron shows up. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is. There he is.
Oh, it's looking smooth.
There he is.
Bro, that is funny. That is funny.
I swear to God, we were just talking about it, and then I see you pop up down there. I'm like, nah. I'm like, okay, Steven, need Steven to get done with this point because I got to bring this in. I got to bring this one on.
Man, I was
right, and
man,
they were wrong.
This thing like saving song got me jacked up. I just woke up like a couple hours ago, man.
What's going on, Jeffrey? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, Jeff?
Good, brother. What's up, y'all? Rideshare Garage.
All right, California lawmakers don't care about drivers. This is gonna tickle Omar's little. Well, you know what? We're gonna say Omar's got big brass ones today. Okay, this is gonna tickle his brass. They are more interested in trying to make drivers employees so that they can tax us.
Yeah.
As independent contractors, adjusted gross income puts us below tax, and that's 100% true. That's the only reason they want you to go union.
Exactly.
You can get paid more so you can have more to the tax base for all the U-Hauls that done left from California, and now they're sitting over there by Jeff in the airport parking lot because they ain't got enough people to drive them back to California.
Exactly. No, but you're right, man. And I tell everybody, just from a corporate standpoint, it's double taxation. Everybody knows corporations pay taxes twice on employees. So they got to pay their share, but then they also withhold the employee share. So that's a whole lot of money they'll be sitting on top of if we go employees now.
And you know, Jeff, that's another thing I like about this group that we got in here, because we got people that have been in business, we got people that have been corporate, we got people that have been employees. We have a very wide spectrum across the board. Obviously, I think we're diverse. I think we check all the, I mean, you know, it's only two genders. It's only two genders. That's all I'm saying.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Canceled.
Wait a minute. I didn't say my two genders
canceled. We're done.
I didn't say my two genders yet, though. I didn't say my two genders yet. There's humans.
Apache helicopter.
No. There's humans. And then there's Jets fans.
Facts.
Those are the two genders. Humans
and there's Jets.
And Jets fans. That's my
sorry,
two
sorry.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You know, but hey, I definitely want to say this right now before everybody sees how smooth my computer is moving and everything. Y'all see I ain't glitching and everything.
Like $1 million.
Man, hey, you need to add Unbroken Driver. If you ain't subscribed to something, trust me, this dude is an IT wizard. He took my old laptop and he got it to perform like a new laptop. I mean, he had me. I've never opened a laptop before. I've opened up engines, transmissions, everything. He had me opening up the laptop, going through everything. I'm sending him pictures. He's sending me screenshots back of what every little thing is in there because I had no idea. So he's labeling it. He's got me running to Best Buy, picking up parts, installing. Man, this computer moves so fast now. It's like better than brand new. So if you don't have Unbroken Driver added to your arsenal, if you're running any IT technology like laptops, cameras, anything, you need to have this dude in your back pocket. I'm telling you, this laptop has never worked like this. I'm like, it's like a whole. I want to just walk around with it now. It's cool, man.
Bro, you're like CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all wrapped into one. It's so
man. This laptop, I've been having issues, man.
Hey, and I bet I'm willing to bet he even gave you the bonus. You know what the bonus is?
What's the bonus?
When you open the lid on the laptop, you get that you'll never find another IT guy like mine.
No, it was like a 4-hour ordeal with this laptop, man. He said as soon as you open it, there's gonna be a ton of dust in there. Sure enough, I open it, dust everywhere, man. So I had to go get a can of spray, sprayed it all out. Go get some RAM. Go get this. I mean, I was all over the place. Got this laptop up and running. Like I said, I'm ready for lives now because it was glitching real bad. But now it's up and running now. So thank you, Steven. I appreciate you, brother.
I'm glad to help.
Hey,
all
man.
Right, let's give another big shout out there.
Man, for real.
Damn, I'm good.
Hey, I'm telling you, if you need an IT guy, this dude is giving free. He's paid by corporate right now to do IT work. That's what he does for a living. And he's giving us his information for free just to help drivers out. Trust me, this dude, sub him, have him in your back pocket. You're gonna need him one day.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to use the GoPro yet?
Not yet. Hey, and then I forgot, man, check this out. So I got this little GoPro. This is how he hooked me up again for a second time. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, my battery won't charge past like 50%. Something's wrong with it. It's all screwed up. I can't record with it. It's all This dude said, well, you need to use like external batteries and all of this. I'm like, what the hell are external batteries? What are you talking about? This is like Japanese to me. He says, he sent me a picture, says one of these. I'm like, holy crap, I got one of those. It's like the battery box. He said, take your battery out and put that external battery in. I could probably record this GoPro for 2 days straight and it won't die.
There you go.
This dude is so smart. He figured it out. I was like, and I even sent him a screenshot of the batteries I just bought days ago to replace my busted battery. I ain't even need to buy them. I should have talked to Steven before I even paid for that stuff. I'm like, man.
You never know.
Dude,
little pieces of information. You never think that they're that big. Like you said, sometimes things seem like common sense, and it's like, oh, everybody knows that. But I don't know.
Dude, nobody work on laptops and cameras and all of that stuff.
Exactly.
Like I said, it's not common sense for people that don't work on this stuff. We just buy it and use it, and when it's bad, we go drop it off at Geek Squad or something. And you sitting there like, dude, this is all.
Or we buy a new one. Or we buy a new one.
Yeah.
And that's what they're counting on. They're counting on you to buy a new one.
100%. 100%. They
Man.
purposely
Apple is a
designed
good
stuff so
example
that
of
you
that.
can't easily take it. There used to be shops. My grandmother used to tell me there used to be shops in different jobs where their whole thing was to fit maintenance these tools, these vacuums, this like filters, clean out the filters, a bunch of vacuums. People throw vacuums away and not realize all you have to do is clean out the filter and it works perfectly fine.
Man,
you know, but maintenance is a big deal. But when they, like you said, they design stuff either to break easy or they design it in a way where it's too hard to take it apart to clean up very simple stuff. You should easily be able to access a fan.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. You should easily be able to remember when where the battery used to just come off the laptops or come off your cell phone, and now they seal it inside because it makes it where the phone could be slimmer. Don't give me that crap. You're just doing it so that you can get more money from me, or you can force me to buy a new product.
Yep. I've never opened a laptop. I mean, I got parts all over my kitchen counter, screws everywhere, stuff everywhere. I'm like, I wasn't even worried because I'm like, I know Steven is on the other end. He'll help me figure out how to put all this stuff back together. So I was like,
debuting next week.
I don't work on laptops.
Debuting next week. Jeff's laptop and camera repair.
Oh man, hey, I should do it because, like I said, I videoed some of it just because I had the video, so I remember how to put it all back together and how to do everything.
No, that's a smart,
Yeah, and I'm like,
technicians do that. They either do that, or what they'll do is they'll take a piece of cardboard. When you take out the screws, they put the screws into the car. They draw the computer and then put the screws in the spots where they're supposed to go. Because some devices have different length screws right in the same spot, and you wouldn't even know. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I was worried about. Different lengths, and then screwing something in too far, damaging the motherboard or something. Now
you damage a motherboard, you damage the screen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, if y'all ain't got an IT guy in your pocket, hey, Unbroken Driver, add him to your channel because this dude is sharp. He's sharp. 100%. I mean, we was doing it remote.
Weezu. Yeah.
All right, so let me get Vito's question in here, or his comment, because this happened to me 2 weeks ago. Today he had a passenger asked to be dropped off about a mile short, and at the drop off, and the amount changed from $14 to $11. So I sympathize with him, because this is how I feel about this. This has happened to me twice, but the one time I still wanted to, it was a Lux Black XL from Sawgrass Mills Mall to Fort Lauderdale Airport. All right. So it's roughly 18, 20 miles, whatever the hell it is. Yeah. Didn't matter, because originally it came through at $81. I told you guys about this on the radio. I used either radio or the text group. And it was like an $82 ride. The guy was at, I know you guys don't know the area, but you know what a Target is. So I was picking the guy up at the Target entrance at this mall, right? As I was pulling in to go pick him up, all of a sudden it said rate change. And it went from 82 to 74. Because the guy, when he dropped his pin, was just inside the doors at Target. But then he dropped his pin to just outside the doors at Target. So we ain't even talking a football field here. We ain't even talking 100 yards.
That's crazy.
And it dropped $8 on the ride. See, now the average driver would have been all pissed off and canceled the ride. Oh, why did you make it? Not me. I was still getting $74 to go 18, 20 miles. And then the tip out was another 40 on top. That was a $110 ride, bro. Fuck that. Get your ass in. You want me to dance on the hood while we're driving? You need me to twerk? You need a foot massage? Let's get it. What? You're lonely? No problem.
Vinny, okay. We didn't need all that. God damn.
Come on, bro. You got on a Jets shirt tonight, and we don't want to hear nothing.
Didn't he say he weighs 200 pounds twerking on top of a cat? Oh my.
No, that's funny. That's funny.
Bro. Let me show you. Let me show you the dance so that we're good. All right. Y'all don't laugh too hard at this. You ready?
Let's hear it.
What was that movie called? White Man Can't Jump. What was it?
But I can still spin on my head.
Vinny got rhythm, man. Vinny got rhythm.
Tell him again, Jeff. They didn't hear you in the back. Anyway,
look at him.
Oh yeah, hey, I hear you, Vito, on that. All right, y'all go ahead, because I'm trying to catch up with some of these comments. I'm way.
You all good? Hey, Christine wants to know if you what kind of dash cam should she use, Steven? Christine, Johnson, she's the lady out in Maryland. She's pretty cool, man. She's a good driver and everything.
So the one that I use, and I really like it, you can, I'll probably make the 2 videos from my car, not private, but the one I use is the Vantru, because it catches inside, it catches outside. You can change the settings on it so that the inside camera will go into like night vision mode, where it uses the infrared sensors. And the point is, you'll be able to make out details of you and your passengers, and then it won't be in color. It'll be a weird like ghostly like white color for the inside, but the outside it captures pretty well. I've noticed with mine, maybe my contrast is a little high, so sometimes I can't see the license plates that well. But you can control the level of contrast and just keep testing the video. But the HD quality is clean on the van. I have the Vantru. I believe it's the N2 Pro.
That's the one I got. Same one I got.
Yeah.
I love it.
And hey, look at this. A lot of the videos, the B-roll that Vinny has.
Right. That's off my Vantru. Yeah. That's off my dash cam. Mm-hmm. When you see me pulling into the port, Everglades, or you see me driving up to the hotels, the B-roll on my videos,
it's nice and clean.
That's all shot with my dash cam.
Yeah.
So, Vinny, real quick, going back to your story, what time of day was it when you got that request? Because maybe
like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Okay, so maybe Lyft was charging a little bit of a bump. And that may be why there was such a.
No, I know what it was. I got screenshots of it. He changed his pin location. He was
No, I know that, but what I'm thinking is, I mean, that was such a drastic change, just changing the pin location.
for
Because
100 yards.
I've seen it myself, and I learned this lesson. And like I said, the first time I saw it was New Year's, when I saw, just from here, like just a difference of where people are going. I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? And
Remember,
now
he only changed the pickup location, not the
Right.
drop-off location.
Right. I just found that interesting, Vinny. Like maybe just somewhere in the system, it was. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to give Lyft the benefit of the doubt here, but I don't. I'm glad you took the ride because I would have took it too. But anything but Lux Black XL, anything but Lux Black XL.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It was, it was like
$8 is chunk.
and this was a ride where I was like 3 miles away when I got the request. It's like the ride one time I got the Lux Black XL I was 10 miles away from the pickup. But it was
Did it come up?
Wait a minute.
Did it come up and say pickup location changed?
Yes.
Okay.
100 yards.
Okay. No. What I'm saying is because sometimes they don't tell you what it is. Sometimes it'll just say something was changed, but you don't know if it's a pickup or if it was a drop off that was changed.
No, bro, it told me. Okay. I know you're a Jets fan. I know you guys only hear calls going one way. I said in the beginning, it said pickup location changed.
I had to ask you twice because I don't know if you have a concussion like your quarterback, okay?
Just water.
Let me hit two up real quick. Hey, bro, Aaron Rodgers, kick him in his shit. Anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. That's why I like this guy. I don't know, Buddha. Nobody wants employees. Man, I'm really trying to catch up. There was somebody here that was asking a new driver. He's thinking about going black. Jeff, he's out your way in Arizona. Randy told him go ahead and hook up your channel so that he can get with you, and we'll try to help you as much as we can. But Jeff's the Arizona man, bro. He knows all about
it. I'll tell you right now, black cars and SUVs out here make the most money. And the reason is, like I said, whenever I see a lot of black SUVs together, I'm in an orange car. I go to where they're going, no matter what it is, because they're the money. If you see black vehicles, like 3 or 4 of them going, follow them. Yep. That's how you're going to get money. Mm-hmm. Because black vehicles don't go where there's broke people. They only go where there's money.
Hey.
So if you see a group of black vehicles, follow those vehicles. Don't go opposite direction. If they're going to an event, you follow them to that event.
And to add to your point,
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know about that one, buddy.
To add to your point, to add to Jeff's point, there are some places I go to, whether it's a certain time of day or event. Sometimes I might go there. Actually, on a slow day, if I go to some of these places that I go to and I count the black cars that are there. I like to do a loop. I know where they all are. They all hide and park in the same place. And if I don't see a lot of black cars there, sometimes what ends up happening is I end up sitting there for a long time and I say, now I know why there's no black cars there.
They've got they got them Cadillacs and those Navigators and those Lexus trucks. They have a higher overhead. They're going to go to where the money's at. They're not sitting where there's no money. They just won't do it.
Twerking at red lights.
Yeah, that's why I be like, get that, man. It's like if you see the black cars, follow them.
I do it in LA. There's the main cities that I tend to drive. I can pretty get a steady amount of rides, but whenever I see black cars and a couple of them going the opposite direction, I'm like, oh no, I'm going the wrong way.
Hey, you know what else is funny too? To add to your point, Jeff. So sometimes there'll be like this weird surge. It could be, it just could be a random night, or it could be an event night, right? Where the event is here, but somewhere off the map, down here, it's like plus 30. Why? Everything else will be plus 17, plus 18. Party. And then there's like this weird spot in the middle of just a neighborhood where nothing's going on. And so
after party.
Yeah, you're on your way to that surge, but on the way there, you detour and get that 30, and then you go there and you see all of the cars. I do. Yep. I see all the cars scooping it up because you can still carry it with you.
I'm telling you, and that's how when I was up at the Tahoe Biltmore picking up those NFL execs, and we said what's up to Bryce Young, that the Heisman winner. I was the only different color other than black. I was an orange car in a sea of just black SUVs and cars. That was it. So if Bryce, like I said, if he ever watches the Rideshare Garage, he'll remember walking on a Tahoe Biltmore and walking up to the only orange BMW in the parking lot and fist bumping.
Yeah. So to Jeff's point, follow the black cars. But on your way there, if there's like a $30, like a $20 surge, and you could grab it real quick, grab it, and then follow the black cars and take it with you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, black cars don't go to where there's no money. They won't sit where there's no money. I'm telling
you, sometimes it's like it's a glitch in the app. It'll just be a random surge in some weird place where there's nothing going on, no request, no nothing.
I want
a lot of time we get private events.
I want to address this real quick for Kiara, where she said twerking at the red lights. I guess she didn't see the pictures I put in the chat the other day, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. Man. Hey. I was like, you saw Vinny, like I was like, let's just lucky I wasn't in line at Walmart or something when I opened it. They're like, what is this dude looking at in line with all these kids around? I'm like,
hey, and that was straight from the Van True. That was straight from the Van True N2 Pro, M Pro 2, whatever that we got in the link. Down. It's in the link in my video, and I'm sure everybody got one. Bro, that was from
when you come from Benny. Trust me, do not be in Chuck E. Cheese. Don't be in Walmart. Don't be in PetSmart. Make sure you're in your car. You don't know what you.
I have no clue what we're talking about. But let's just put it this way: my face was like this.
My face was like.
My face was like.
Oh God. Oh God.
Man, I was like, Benny, I'm buying a CT. That's a commercial for Cadillac, right? Get you a CTX6. Get you an XC6, baby. Because this is what life be like. I was about to trade my shit in that day. Like, what kind of car you want?
I knew.
Car to make this happen. I need this car.
Bro, it was a trip. And they told me, go ahead, post it. But you know, the little clip I put in the video the other day, that was the group, and you know, I didn't want to put it out there like that. You know, they was having a good time. They had a good time.
I was laughing.
We were banging. They were banging. Little 2 Live crew in the car going, and they were having a good time with it. So, oh my God. Let's see. Okay, New J. Lyft surge maps are different for each driver. Yeah, that's what we talked about a little earlier. I sent a couple of snapshots to Sergio about that. Both of us in the same area. The timestamps are identical in the top. He was showing like a $14 surge, and I was showing like $4.50. Both on Lyft. Damn. The bonuses were completely different. And Omar and I have had that same thing where I'll call out because we use the radio when we're all driving down here, and I'll call out a surge somewhere, and Omar's like, Vinny, you're on crack. You're smoking drugs. What are you doing? I don't see no damn surge. And then I said, some bitch just accused me of being a crack fiend, like on some Chris Rock mofo, right? Well, I'll take a snapshot and send it in the group. And he's like, oh, I don't have that. What? How the hell am I a crackhead? Because you don't have it.
I don't know. I think they're luring drivers. This algorithm knows which drivers to lure.
Yep.
They know.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, we need to get this driver in this area. How can we get him there? All right, give him a surge. Well, what about them? Don't worry about them.
They already know. I'm about to put it on a T-shirt. No surge, no service. They already know with me.
Yeah. But Lyft used to remember Lyft used to advertise that. They used to advertise how everybody had their own personal surge zones.
Yeah, but I mean,
just like what O just said, if you look at some of my videos, you see ride bonus on almost every single ride. Because I'm like him. If it ain't no surge, I'm not messing around with it.
All right.
Well, if there's no surge and I can't cherry pick the rides to be good enough on Uber, then yeah, I'm not out there. Usually, even if I'm not getting a bonus, at least with Lyft, at least with Uber, I've got the Lyft has the higher tier rides, so I'll take those. Or, but if it's luck, sometimes it's like it's not even worth it unless I'm getting $1 per the minute. I'm not doing it. And then over on Uber, if I can't cherry pick the rides, it's not worth it. So going back to what you were saying, back when I hit the only times I hit the airport is one, I got a good ride taking me in there, which I know I'm going to be able to pull off the slingshot, or two, I go into LAX when the rides are sparse and I can cherry pick out of the rides that come in on the ride radar. So I take advantage of the ride radar. For Lyft, there's no reason for me to go wait over there because there's always too many cars. All the black cars are taking up the Lyft Lux and the Lyft Lux Black. There's no reason for me to sit there. Not only that, they've made it worse because they have two separate queues for LAX, and I'm not sure if they did it for Burbank. So it's two separate queues for Lux and Lux Black. Yeah, so that's just where I stand on it.
They opened up a second queue at MIA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
National's got a second queue,
and they haven't explained what the deal, why it's there.
Well, wait. They have a second queue at MIA, but it's the same thing. Like you,
it's supposed
Steven,
to be
Steven, you're saying there's a separate queue per the vehicle type?
No. So we have two separate queues, and they both say Lux, and they both say Lux Black, and they both say Lux Black XL. Two separate queues, and they have different number of cars in them. I don't know why they have the two separate ones, but they have two separate ones. Yeah,
and MIA is different. MIA is the same thing. MIA, they just combine them. It'll show the same for both.
So that's the case for Uber over at the airport over in Phoenix for Uber.
Yeah,
but Lyft is different. They are separate, and it's weird. It's like it kind of picks when it chooses a few rides from here and a few rides from there. I could sit there at the front of the queue, but because the other lot has a few drivers, it'll pull from over there, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm supposed to be at the front of the queue. So yeah, it was. Yep. But at least I'll take that because I can at least do Lux Black and Lux Black XL straight out of the terminals, where I can't do that here at LAX.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, without knowing the priority of which lot it is, I hate going to the airport lots because you don't know who has priority. The top lot or the bottom one has it. You don't know. It's like
it's weird. It just switches back and forth. I sat there for a while on it, and it's like the rides are good when I get them, but how long am I going to sit there?
I left that $40 surge on because I sat there for almost an hour talking to King James and Chad, and I was like, I'm not getting no rides.
Yeah, forget that. It's like and it's too easy to get better rides going straight up to Scott's or somewhere else.
Yep. All
right, let me.
I love driving out there.
Real quick, let me do a little housekeeping here. We've been on about an hour and 42 minutes. I want to get this housekeeping done. If you look up in your upper left-hand corner, you will see a QR code. I am going to put up several different QR codes here. If you are a gig driver working Ubereats, DoorDash, Grubhub, even if you're driving, there are some tricks and tips in this book. This book is by Kiara, Follow Key's Tracks. That's her YouTube channel. If you want, you can scan that QR code and check out the book. If you like it, do it right. But feel free to scan around, look around. If you want Eddie's $5 ebook, and this is verified on my children, I have seen the numbers. I promise you, I have seen the numbers. He is a legit 2 year in a row, 100,000 K earning driver. He is an earner for these apps. That's his book. Scan that code. All of his tips and tricks are in there. It's legitimate. If you're interested in renting a Tesla outside of the Hertz rental, you can go here to testdriver, TESDRIVER.com. When we get done here with the housekeeping, I'll tell you what they've told me. But they rent Teslas. They're just in only a few markets to start. But go ahead, sign up, get on the waiting list. When they come to a market near you, you might be able to get your shot. And remember, when you rent through them, you can drive on all the platforms. You're not just limited to the Uber platforms. All right. That's all I got in there. When I spoke with these guys, they're not in Florida yet. They want to get into Florida, especially South Florida, but they're not here yet. There's a lot of money. You're talking $50,000 cars. So I'm on a waiting list for one. If they do come through down here, I will rent one. Because why not? Worst they could do is I don't like it in a month, and it's a little bit cheaper. I believe it's a little bit cheaper than renting it through Hertz, and you double.
I'd say it's a lot a bit cheaper, because there's hidden fees and stuff that come in with Hertz, and you know what they say about Hertz when you They call it hurts because it
Yeah,
hurts.
it hurt. It hurt.
It will hurt your wallet. Trust me. You think you're gonna only be spending $300 or some odd dollars per week, and then at the end of the month you're paying $2,500. So you know.
All right.
And just like what Klaus just said, the airport has 2 different geo fences established. Now with these geo fences,
right,
I'm wondering which one has higher priority over the other one, because that would make me how can you tell which geo fence has high priority?
Well, that's my whole point. Like with what Omar's saying, the 2 queues are supposed to feed in together. So it doesn't matter which queue you're in, whatever your order in, you're supposed to be in. But how do you really know that that's happening like that?
Yeah, it's not
what Steven's saying. It's no. If you're over here, then you're over here, and if you're over here, then you're over there. So maybe they pick one here. Maybe they take.
Yeah, we don't know how it. Yeah,
I don't know how it's working. How it's feeding into each
other.
Yeah, because they don't communicate it. There's no transparency, and it's ridiculous.
Yep, nuts.
And I tell me there's a good excuse for having having 2 separate queues.
Hey, New Jay, you wasn't the only one that got caught with that, bro. A lot of us got caught with that. They didn't realize that y'all in Arizona didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You know?
What up, DJ Kenny? Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Gambit.
Yeah, daylight savings is going to kill it.
We're in LA. What times are you driving? Oh, this is what Vito. So, Vito and Mr. Gambit are having a little conversation. Let's go. There we go. All right, let's go to DJ Kenny. Vinny and Jeff, love your videos. I'm a driver out in New York, the Westchester County area. I take the information y'all give and I run with it. Salute. Salute to you, brother. I hope it helps. I know Jeff, he'll motivate you if nothing else, bro. He'll have you out there. He'll have you out there.
About that money.
You'll be waiting on a ride. He'll have you out there polishing your headlights, bro. He'll have you out there doing them squats. You know, let's go. Get the squats.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
There go the squat.
Anything to get that money, man. Stay motivated. Stay out there.
Belly, bro. That's good living, Omar, right there. That's good living.
That's funny. Hey, that's a keg right there, man.
That's good living, brother. Keep living. You'll get there one day.
Hey,
get your good wife. You'll be all right. Get you a good woman. You'll be all right. Omar.
I'm gonna tell you something, DJ Kenny. Omar, I always tell people, even though I drive the Lux platform, I'm always scouting rides on Ubereats because, believe it or not, Ubereats plays more like higher dollar per mile for me. Because I can get Ubereats rides all day, $5 a mile, $10 a mile, because they're all very short rides, but I got a surge attached to them. So make sure you always turn it on that Ubereats, grab you a surge from somewhere and say, okay, now I got a $4 surge on a 2-mile ride that's already paying me $5. So you just got $10 for 2 miles. It's hard to get a Lux ride that's going to pay you $5 a mile if it's long. The longer the ride is, the shorter you're getting per mile. So always keep that Ubereats running because snag them surges, get them short rides out the way.
Hey, and if anybody takes advantage of the, if you scan the QR code here when you sign up, when you talk to them, make sure you tell them the Rideshare Garage sent you. If you know, just make mention to it. You know, I ain't got no deal with them. Steven ain't got no deal with them. Jeff ain't got no deal. Omar's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? I drive a QX60. But anyway, yeah, just let them know the Rideshare Garage sent you. Okay, go ahead, Jeff. What you were saying?
Oh, I was just talking about them short rides. Just
that's what I wanted to say. So this is what I found this week, right? This is what I found this week. Lyft and Uber tried me for a fucking punk yesterday.
What happened?
They kept trying to send me into Miami, into rush hour at like $1.30, $1.40 a mile. And we were talking over an hour-long trip. Not to mention the garbage trying to get back, right? But every short trip they sent me, bro, it's paying like $3.50 a mile.
Exactly.
So today, I got done with the trade and everything with Eddie. I had some other stuff to do. I hit the road. I texted in the group. I hit the road about, I don't know, I left out of here about 2:30. So the apps were on at 3 o'clock, right? By 6:30, I was already $120 up. Right? I put in like 6 or 7 short rides, bro. All of it. I just don't understand the apps. It's like Steven says. On one day, Monday, Uber's popping. On Tuesday, Lyft is popping. And the other app is like paying shit. Paying straight garbage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they come up with it, man.
There's surge on one app. There's no surge to be found anywhere on the other app. The same area. The rides might be there, but it won't. How could you know? Because there's not showing any surge in the area. And they
'Cause
try to
I
do
tell
that
people
white
like this,
cloud thing with Uber, to make it stand
don't
out. Yeah, don't work.
Yes. Yeah, I tell people like this. I got a 400-mile gas tank every time I fill up. So if I can get at least $2 per mile, that's $800. If I get $5 per mile, that's $2,000 off of one tank. The only way I can get $5 a mile is really short Uberex trips. That's it.
I need that. Bro, that
The
video,
long trip is not giving me $5 a mile.
that
A
video you put
20-mile
out,
trip is not paying me $100. It's not.
Jeff, that video you put out last week, and man, you know what? Hey, Jeff, do me a favor, or Steven, can you go and snatch that video, the one I'm about to mention from Jeff's channel, and put it in the chat? Everybody needs to see this video. Hey Jeff, I ain't lying, bro. That video was even better than any TED talk you ever gave him.
Cherry picking one.
Oh my God. Bro, I sat there,
Oh,
I didn't skip through it. I didn't rush through it. I went back and looked at a couple. I'm like, damn, he turned that one down too. What the hell?
yeah,
You know? But
bro.
bro, it's the best video I've ever seen about when it comes to
Cherry
South
picking
America.
101.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
The trick to
Everybody's
it,
gotta
man,
see
is
that
not
video.
falling for that big number you see on the screen. Read the fine detail. They was trying to give me 10-mile rides for $2. I was like, no, I can't take that. It's like, and that's what a lot of people fall victim of, man.
That good?
We always, that video right there, yeah. We always see that big dollar, but you don't do the breakdown of what those dollars mean, because they was giving me $14 for a 10-mile ride, but I had a $12 surge. So that means you was giving me, I have a $2 fare with a $12 surge. So $2 for 10 miles, it's not good. I can't. And I ended up getting much better with shorter mile trips. All them long trips was, $30 for a trip, $42 for a trip, but it was $42 for 38 miles. I ended up getting $25 off a 7-mile trip. So I was like, forget that. I'll do the 25. I'll do the short trip. I want the short ones. I don't want a long trip. Because like New Jay
Right.
said,
All right,
they don't
so here's
pay,
the video.
they don't pay a lot more now for those long trips.
If y'all get a chance, if y'all get a chance, go check this video out. I'm telling you, it's worth every minute of just watching.
I didn't believe I sat there for 30 minutes. I was like, they were
Damn,
sending
dog.
that crap.
Hey, bro, it was like Jeff's favorite word in that video is nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
If he got a nickel, y'all heard if I had a nickel for every time Jeff said nope, I could take a year off. I could take the whole year off. Nope. Am I turning on the app? Am I turning on the app today? Nope.
Exactly.
Jeff paid for a year. Nope.
Exactly, man. That's funny. That's funny. But it was true though, man. It was 30 minutes of just nonsense coming down the pipe, and drivers was taking that stuff, not realizing what they were taking. And I'm just like, you guys are taking like $1 a mile when you got a $12 surge. If you got a $12 surge, you shouldn't be getting what we normally get paid. It's like,
yes,
normally get $1 a mile. So that surge was more than that.
Let me hide it in your surge.
Hold on. Time out. I just got a text from Eddie.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, his tummy was bothering him this morning on our live stream.
See,
and we had found this thing on Twitter, right? And I don't think I can get banned for this. I know.
What did you do?
remember we were talking about that Twitter thing we saw where anal babies for men.
Yeah.
Anal babies for men. So go read your text message real quick from the group chat. That's why Eddie's not with us. He's with us in spirit, but he's in labor right now.
He must have ordered one.
Yeah, he's in labor right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Eddie is in labor right now. Yeah. We love you, Eddie.
A baby coming out.
Eddie. We love you, Eddie. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Melvin's like, regardless, we're all going to be back of the bus for cherry picking at some point. Yeah, you ain't lying. Let's see. Steve and Vinny, please put which Vantru model do you have in the chat? Thanks. All right, I'll go grab you a link in a minute, Christine. I'll throw the link up for you.
What's Vantru?
Yeah, Vantru.
That's the company.
Yeah. Vinny, they put you in high dollar ant zone. That happens too. I've driven on all platforms, and UberX is a simple one that still lets you make money. I agree. It's like the video I put out. You guys remember the video I put out a couple weeks ago. talking about things drivers need to know before they, step up in platform.
Yeah.
And that if I had to do it all over again, and I didn't have that other business going at the time, I wouldn't have got the XT6. I wouldn't have bought a $70,000 truck. I'd have bought me a $30,000 or $30,000 minivan and been doing XL and X all day long. The difference is when you go up in platform, you wind up waiting more rather than driving more, but you still make about the same amount of money. Jeff, I look at your earnings. Steve, I see your earnings. Omar doesn't work much. He's a Jets fan. What can I tell you?
Exactly.
They don't produce much on the field, But the point is, but I know Omar's earnings for the most part. And we're all making the same money, even though we're all driving different platforms. The difference is our strategy and how we attack it. So that's how I feel about that.
Because with each market, you need a different strategy. Yep, you can't use the same market across strategies, which is why it's so important to have 4 or 5 good YouTube channels in your arsenal, because you're going to have to take strategies from each of these channels to get your market down. The Phoenix market my strategies might not work in Florida, but there are some Florida strategies that might work in Phoenix a little bit. So you got to make sure you say, "Ooh, I'm gonna use this strategy for the Phoenix airport. I'm gonna use the Phoenix airport strategy, but I'm gonna use the Florida event strategy." So you got to kind of like use different strategies from different markets, because you cannot be a one-minded, one-track driver and be successful in this industry. The apps know you too well. You're not going to beat the algorithm. You're just not.
You know what? That makes me. I want to show something here. So I don't know how many people see the polls when I put them up in the on YouTube, but I put up this poll the other day. Let me blow that up a little bit. And the question was simple: do you feel the majority of rideshare YouTube channels are positive or negative? And I think there's 36 votes on this poll, which isn't a lot. I got a small channel. But 56% of the people feel like Uber driver channels are negative.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
But I'll tell you why, though, because a lot of the YouTube drivers that have gig channels are trying to make YouTube money. And what sells on YouTube? Negativity. Positivity, success doesn't sell on YouTube.
Yes.
We make more money driving than we make off of YouTube. They want to make more money off of YouTube than they make off of driving.
I'll tell you right now what I make on YouTube. I'm probably the lowest guy on YouTube.
Dude, I make like $100 maybe.
Yeah.
And with that $100,
I'm about 120, 125 a month.
Exactly.
Which,
and it's like
covers costs. That's all it's doing is covering costs.
Yep.
Trust me, 120. I made $125 today. It takes 30 days to get paid from YouTube.
There you go. That's why a lot of these
3 hours today you made $120.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's
you're building channels based on negativity to make $130. It's like you might as well just sell good strategies and make that, like I said, in a couple of hours. You can make that in a few hours.
Buddha wants to know why I'm not in the Discord. Bro, if you knew how much stuff I do in the day. But you know what? I promise you, y'all, I'm gonna make more of an effort to get back into that Discord. I wanted that. Brandon wanted to run with. I wanted the Discord. Brandon's running with it. He's an administrator in there. I haven't heard from Brandon in like 3 weeks, bro. I don't know what. I think Brandon's mad at me.
He's busy.
I'm thought.
He talks in the Discord.
He don't talk to me, some bitch.
But you're not in the Discord.
You know what, motherfucker?
Hey, Vito got $900 in 24 hours of book time. That's how I like to drive, how Vito drives. If I'm driving, I don't want to put a lot of drive time out there. I don't mind scouting rides from my living room and going through, just making sure it ain't no crap out there. But I don't want to be on the road for 50 hours just to make $1,000. That's $20 an hour. I can't do that. I want to do $900 in 24 hours. That's almost $50 an hour. That's what I want to do. And I tell people, if I can make $20 every 30 minutes, I'm happy. It's $20 every 30 minutes is all I aim for. That's it.
So then let me ask the group this question. Based on your market, what is now, first of all, are we talking utilized hour or online hour? Right? This is how I want you to answer the question. Utilized hour or online hour? And then what's a good hourly on each way you do it? And I'll listen while you guys talk.
All right. Well, for online hours, for me, online hours don't count. because I could be sitting here right now online scouting rides, and I might scout rides just to see what's out there. So you're going to say Jeff was online for 2 hours, but I never intended on even leaving my house. I'm just online scouting rides. That's it. And if I pop on, it's a $25 surge at the airport, I'll be like, hey, y'all, I got to get going, even though I never intended on driving. So my scouting time versus my actual drive time, when I'm really out there trying to make money, it's way different because my mentality about this gig work is different. My mentality is turn on your apps, make sure there's money out there to be made before you leave the house. If it ain't no money, don't go nowhere. Just don't even waste your time. So my scouting hours always going to be high.
So what's a good hourly?
A good hourly for me driving is, I would say, I like $40 an hour. Like drive time, $40, $50. Sometimes I come close $80, $90 an hour. That's just pure luck based on the bonuses they put out there. If there are no bonuses at all, I need $40 an hour. If you want to do bonuses and you want to add tips to it, it's only going to make it go higher. I don't base my life on tips and bonuses because it's not a guarantee. But what I make through my choice of choosing a ride is a guarantee. I'm choosing only good rides. I can't choose to be like, oh, I'm going to choose this because this person tips. I don't know if that person going to tip or not. I have no idea. So I got to choose a good ride, free tip. I need to choose a good ride, free bonus, all of that. So $40 an hour for me is good for ride time. Online, I don't make a difference.
I'm not laughing at you, Jeff. What's his name? Somebody said something funny in the chat. He's Mr. Gambit says Eddie got to stay away from those special burritos.
I saw that. I was like, I said the damn special burritos. That's funny. That's messed up. That's messed up. You're right, man. Don't mess with Eddie. Don't mess with Eddie.
Oh, God. That's
I like the way DJ thinks. Yep, online time and over dollars per mile. See, with online time, I call it scouting time because me being online don't necessarily mean I'm working for you. Because if you ain't paying me, I'm not working for you. That's just what it is.
Well, and I'll sit there online and do the same thing. I mean, I'll put my phone, go on Lyft, but sometimes a black will come in and actually my first Uber black ride came in like that. I think I was either laying in bed or something. I finally got all my stuff together. I was finally ready to go. It's like, let me just see if I get anything. Came in, my first ride, I think it said it was going to be an hour and something, and ended up being like $70-something. It said it was going to be like 50. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
There you go. There you go.
I want to respond to something, then get back to this. Beyond Nines, I agree. Omar should join Eddie and I in the morning, but the problem is Omar is sleeping. Omar is an afternoon trader. He's a lazy son bumpkin. He's an afternoon trader. That's when he makes his money. And you know what? Sometimes it ain't a bad deal. Weekdays, 10-hour shifts, make 300 and call it a day. Weekends, 400 a day and call it a day. That's Beyond Nines.
That's money. That's what's
okay. Klaus is about to get put in timeout. He's saying it's because I don't use the Para app. Okay, that's him and Brandon got this thing.
Brandon kidnapped him.
It's Para.
He got Venmo. Brandon Venmoed Klaus like $5 for so he can buy his stepdaddy some more.
There. Hey, okay. Kevin Quanson, they made 2,955 hours last week, and people be like, "Ain't no money in rideshare." Tell them, Kevin. Tell them.
Get them, Kev. Get them, Kev. There's definitely money in the game.
Ain't no money in rideshare.
You got to get there. Oh, and this is something else that I've noticed too, and then I want to get back because I want Omar's opinion on his utilized versus hourly time. Lyft is now pressuring the rider to tip on every ride. You know how many passengers have told me that?
How is that? What are they doing?
Midway through the ride, Lyft is going to the passenger on the passenger app and saying, "Hey, how's your ride going? Make sure you tip your driver." I think they're trying to help us by getting it's an indirect helping us that will help them.
Yeah.
Because like the apps say, make like Steven, right? You're going to make 26% more on Friday, including tips.
Yeah.
Including tips. So you're going to make $5.40 more, including tips.
That's what I'm talking about. 9%, baby. 9%.
I was right. They were wrong. I'm not going to mention the channels.
Hey, there you go. New Jay
Hold
made
on.
2,700 in 71
I
hours.
don't have my.
I
Hold
bet
on.
you would have
hold on.
made 9% more had you.
I was right. They were wrong.
With 2,700, I don't need 9%. I need to do what New Jay is doing. That's it. So I'm gonna ask New Jay, what are you doing to get that 2,700? I'm not asking for
Speak on the golden mic.
man. Give me the money.
Gotta drop the mic.
That's Goldie
Right,
Mike.
so,
A golden mic.
Omar,
golden mic.
what's a good hourly rate for you utilized hour?
So I fall into the same category as Jeff. A lot of times my hours online don't reflect the time that I'm driving.
Right.
Sometimes, like I've said before, lately it's been really slow here, and there are some days where I just sit at home. I'm online right now because there's 3 Lux in the airport, so I want to see if I get a look. No, that's going to Fort Lauderdale. That's going to Fort Lauderdale. This is going.
Scout rides.
This is a pickup
right now.
This is an XL from Dania to Fort Lauderdale. So you know where, Vinny. You know exactly where, Vinny. So, but yeah, I just my because of what Vinny said before, we're driving in bigger vehicles. I'm sitting around a lot. I don't mind that because I'm cherry picking. I don't mind admitting that either, because for me it's about working smarter, not harder. I don't want to do 10 rides to make 500 when I could do 5 rides to make 500.
I'm going to do my Sergio right here. Okay.
Yeah, know your worth.
For you.
So I would like to, ideally, I'd like to make, 40 to 50 an hour, ideally. But I would say I probably haven't been there in a while. I'm probably more like in the 25 or 35 range most weekends. Yeah. You try to, because if I feel like I'm kind of dipping below that, then I'm going home. Because here's the thing, time is something that you can't get back. So I'll work a little bit more the next day. Like, I'll work a little earlier the next day. Maybe I might start at a different time, different strategy, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But also try to keep different income sources as well, because sometimes I wonder to myself, maybe I should go back to X, like what Vinny was saying. But I wouldn't buy a $25,000 car. I'd buy a $5,000 car. I'm doing all the maintenance on it, and I'm driving that bitch to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Complete with duct tape, the whole 9 yards. No, I get it.
Yeah, Jeff was just talking about going and finding a Prius that's got a blown transmission, get it over to Arizona. He's like, I got this. I'll knock this out.
Yeah, I love blown transmissions because I rebuild it. I love it.
My first car was a Nissan Sentra. I replaced the wheel bearings on that 3 times. So not something I look forward to doing, but front wheel drive cars in South Florida, the roads are really bad here. So
are you on drugs? Omar, you're on medication from the surgery, aren't you? You're on that good shit. We don't have bad roads. I don't know how many roads. I don't know how much you've driven across.
Awful roads here. Are you kidding me?
Do not have bad roads compared to.
Where there's good
roads?
You
know why? Arizona. That's because you don't go to Miami. That's because you don't go to Miami Beach. Go to Miami Beach enough, and you'll feel it.
No, that's bad construction. But overall, our roads in South Florida are better than any roads in any other place in this country.
I
don't know.
I have to respectfully disagree with that, because I feel like because I've worked on a number of people's cars that have this wear and tear issue, and it's usually 10,000 miles on average before it should be. That's what I'm getting at. And these are people that don't do rideshare.
Yeah, maybe they don't know how to drive, because we got the worst drivers in the country too.
Well, that's true too. We got some really bad drivers here too.
No.
Worse drivers than California.
Let me explain something to you. I explain this to everybody because I talk to my passengers. I do. I talk to my passengers, right? Make the ride go by quicker. Shit, get done. Yeah. Let me get the next one.
Oh, we see how Vinny talks. He be like this.
Hey.
Who you talking to?
I'm gonna have to send Omar that clip. I'm gonna have to send Omar that clip, and he's gonna be like, "Oh." I tell everybody, listen, we are the most diverse region in the country down here in Southeast Florida, and let me explain why. We are the gateway to Central and South America, the entire Caribbean, the entire western coastline of Africa, all of Europe. We got Russians and Ukrainians on North Beach partying right now, talking about fuck Putin and Zelensky.
Let's go.
We're throwing down here. So, and with all that culture, all that diversity, the food's great, the cultures are great, the music's great, The nightlife's great. All that's great, except one thing. Everybody brings their driving styles here, and they don't mesh.
It's the same thing in California.
No bullshit. Y'all ain't nowhere near like us, bro. Y'all ain't. I promise you, you guys are nowhere near the diversity level we are, bro. We got people that are used to driving on the opposite side of the fucking car here.
See,
And they act
we got tons of people coming that are used to driving on the opposite side of the road over here.
Yeah, Arizona.
Tons of people.
I'm telling you. Hey, in California, you got to be a specialist at driving under 10 miles an hour because everything's at a dead stop all the damn time. You got to know how to switch lanes. You got to know how to do all that shit under 10 miles an hour. You got to get in, get out.
Yeah. You got to swerve. You got to be able to
wait.
Next speed 10 miles an hour.
And apparently, Steven hasn't learned that yet.
No, that other driver, man, don't get me started because y'all know that other driver.
Was that too quick? Was that too early, Steven? I'm sorry. Was that too soon, Steven? Was that too soon?
Man. Hey, if I see somebody in front of me trying to get over, I'm letting them in. I'm not speeding up to not let them in. That's just asshole shit right there, man. You don't do that to people. If I can see you and I see you merging, I'm letting you merge. I'm not gonna speed up to hold you over there. That's asshole driving, man. Don't do that to people. That's what
he might come for you.
Man. Don't have my Jeff, let's find that. You got his information, right?
You will not like driving in Miami.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Listen, I swear to God, everybody during the pause that was supposed to be home working, that lives down here, they weren't working. They were playing Grand Theft Auto, Forza, and every other goddamn race game you can think of. Okay, and then they're trying to translate that shit out onto the streets here. Bro, they will ride your ass here, and you would swear they were your passenger. Damn. That's how close on your bumper they are.
They be don't give a shit about headlights. They be all you see is the hood of their car up in your rear view.
No, you don't even see the hood of their car. You see their goddamn color of their eyes. They so goddamn close. You think they're in the back seat.
Man, that's why I drive that big ass Jeep. Rearing me all you want.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you, they don't. Man, I'm just.
I be totaling cars. I done totaled 3 cars with that Jeep already.
Oh man,
and I ain't hit none of them. They all hit me, and they all got totaled. My Jeep still.
Well, see this is what
look at what Beyond is saying. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, with Vito, if you're good at knowing your traffic patterns, you don't need Sketty or Para. Rides pop up. You see the direction. You look at the time of the ride. Forget the miles. Time is the money key. So for a lot,
not everybody does the math like that in their head.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. But I will say this: I prefer mileage, except during rush hour. And I'll tell you why.
Because time is
why. So if I'm at my spot, which is Sawgrass Mills, if I'm at my spot during rush hour in the afternoon, and the trip is going to Miami, or if I'm in my spot and it's 12 o'clock on a Saturday and it's going to Miami, it's the same distance.
Yeah.
But during rush hour during the week, the time is doubled, because I can literally get from my spot to South Beach in about 35 minutes, as long as I don't have that traffic. Okay. We're talking anywhere from 31 to 36 miles, depending on where they're going on South Beach. Okay. I can be there and I can be back. Even if I want to deadhead back, I can be back in that same time. But rush hour? Oh, hell no. That's a 3-hour round trip. That's a 3-hour round trip. And so there's no $60 ride, $70 ride that's going to pay me for 3 hours to make that. It just ain't going to happen. So he's here. You got to think like that. And that's why I say I'm taking short trips. Today I took 5 or 6 short trips, 5 of them on Lyft. I'm telling you, I'm well over $350 a mile on all my trips today.
That's what New Jay just said. New Jay said the same thing. He's doing all short trips.
Yeah, because it don't pay to do the long ones no more. It just don't.
Snag
unless you're trying to go somewhere. Unless you're trying to go somewhere.
I'm still doing long trips, Vinny. I'm doing good on them.
Okay.
But not. But then
when you're supposed to zag.
But wait. But he's driving at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So he's not out when I'm out. That's why his ass can't get up and trade in the morning now.
Hey, that's me. I drive at night.
And yes, I did.
But if I get a 20-mile trip, it's hard to get $5 a mile for that.
Sometimes,
but if I get a short
trip, you don't always win.
$5 a mile for that. That's the thing. You be pulling the running speed with a Prius. You know. Hey, you should not have a Prius and have the word name speed in your name. They just don't work. You need a Corvette or something.
You know, real life GTA. You ain't. I'm telling you, that's how they're driving down here. And
I forgot what he said speed stands for.
And I'm all, my head's always on a swivel. Head's always on a swivel, right? It's just built into me
Yeah.
from the military. It's always on a swivel when I'm out there. And I see him coming, and I'll as I see him coming, I'll tell the people I'm riding with, hey, don't get nervous here. They're like, what do you mean? Right up, done, cut me off. And I'm just sitting back chilling, bro.
You already see it.
I
Already see it.
I already see it. So yeah, Vito, that's right. 100%, bro. Know your traffic. Long rides against
Nothing better than
traffic.
sitting on the other side of the
is
traffic
a
going,
no-brainer.
damn, I know they pissed.
You ain't lying.
That's on the other side of the highway. They
Oh
be
my
bad.
God. Nothing better than being on the opposite side. What'd she say? Nothing better than being on the opposite side of traffic going, looking over and saying, damn, I know they're pissed at you flat.
Yes.
You ain't
all
lying
the
about
time.
that. And I'm
They be
like,
lined up down the highway.
come on, be
Bad.
honest. Be honest. We all say the same thing. They have no clue how long they're gonna be waiting there.
That's why I
That's-
turn
But
it
you
app
know,
off.
you know they're gonna be
That's why I go home when I do. Like I on a good day, I'm in Miami. Let's say I dropped off at MIA, and then I'm catching a ride back to Fort Lauderdale at 5 a.m. And you should see 95 South at 5 a.m.
Turn it off. Quick. Turn the app off.
Bad,
Yeah.
bro.
Thomas Miles, he just getting back from driving, making that bank.
Yeah, Mr.
Hey, Thomas,
Gambit.
did you do all short rides or did you do long
then-
rides? What did you do, Thomas?
and
Let us know.
and then-
Let us know what you
And then the passenger will ask me,
remember
"Hey,
correct.
the passenger will ask me, hey, have you been driving all night?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're my last ride. I'm going home. You see that traffic? I'm going home." and they'll look at me like,
That's
"Hey,
all right.
okay."
Yep. I
Mr.
believe
Gambit, that's facts.
Thomas is in Tampa, I believe, if I remember correct. I'm not going to say it. I'll just let y'all read it.
They're so close to you. You won't get it.
I'm not saying it, man. I'm not saying it.
Here's an oddity, Vinny. Here's an oddity. It's 11:50 right now on Lyft at MIA,
It's
and there's
11:16, bro. What do you mean 11:50? You still, bro? You on last week time?
look at the app, mofo. There's 23 drivers.
Oh, okay.
There's 23 XL drivers, 13 Lux, and Lux Black and Black XL at 25 respectfully, and it's 11:50 in the queue.
That's insane. And you see, they do that because it's historical. A lot of times at the airports, I do believe these apps depend on historical data. And there's just how many X cars are in the queue?
Oh, I have to drop down the basic. Hold on.
Oh, you're looking at Lyft. What about Uber?
I don't have Uber on. I have no idea.
Oh, well, in the meantime, y'all hit those QR codes in the upper left-hand corner. Kiara's
Give us those thumbs up.
This shows off the rails.
her
Feels
Ubereats
night
ebook
off.
is in the upper left-hand corner. Give that a scan. And then here is Eddie's $100,000 a year ebook, $5 ebook. Just give that a scan. There's strategies in there. You won't regret it. You will. Oh, by the way, but Jeff, let me ask you a question because nobody came with the answer. Nobody had the answer. Do you remember? You remember Back to the Future?
Yeah.
You remember when the professor, not that professor, the actual professor, said, "Hey, you got to get the car at exactly 88 miles per hour for the flux capacitor to engage." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you know why it was 88 miles per hour?
Because of 88 miles an hour because of the infinity symbols. I don't know.
No. What speed does an airplane need to be at reach in order at takeoff?
88 miles an hour.
That's right.
And they were educating people without us even realizing that. Ain't that some shit? See, and that's
plane cannot take off
planes that had to go 88 miles an hour. Actually, they got them down in Queen Creek, these little prop planes, and we went up in one. It was an old British fighter jet. Thing was rickety as hell, but it got 88 miles an hour. We got up. Like, geez, that was scary. I was like, man, I don't know, this thing gonna fall out of the sky.
Sorry, Key. Sorry, Key. I was trying to give away one of your books tonight, but nobody came with the answers. So we'll try again. We'll have a trivia question next week. Because
Kevin said our show be off the rails. He said the show is off the rails, like hanging out with the fellas or something.
Well, that's what it was. That's what it was designed for. We're just in here. Look at the chat, bro. Every week when we go back and look at the recap, we're 350, 400 deep in the chats.
And it'd be funny.
Yeah, man.
The comedy. I'll tell you, man, and I tell a lot of people the drivers are what makes these contents work. Because a lot of the channels wouldn't be what they are without the drivers. So when you see all the negative channels and all the negative people in the comments, then you see our channels with all the solutions in the comments and all the money. Like you got people, you know, I made 2,700, made 2,900. All these are real actual drivers with real actual money, proving that there is money in this game if you use your brain. And a lot of channels, oh, I had to quit because I'm sick of this and this is crap. And this, then they come to our channels and get mad because I'm like, these people are making over 2 G's working less than 60 hours a week. What are you talking about? I mean, it's like, what are you mad at? These people are making money over here. What are you doing? Like, it's all up, like I said, and with the advice about the short rides for the high dollars per mile, there's so much knowledge in these comments. Just the comments are giving the playbook.
Oh yeah,
from drivers that are actually doing this. This ain't Lyft and Uber giving us the playbook. These are actual drivers giving us the playbook.
That's it.
And people don't want to use it. They just don't want to use it. They refuse to admit that there's money in rideshare. They just refuse it.
One of my top 10 all-time quotes from a movie is from Rounders, where he's telling him, he says, "Listen, I'm trying to give you an education off the book of my bad beats." And because when we got started, like the only person we had when I got started was Uberman, Randy Shear. That's all I had. And then I met Klaus, and I'll always give Klaus credit for this, because at the time, well, first of all, Klaus is the kind of guy that says, "Do as I say, not do as I do," because we've established over the last few shows, Klaus is the cancellation king. But I swear to God, he could tell you, Klaus could tell you every sub part to part A, B, C, 3 in the Lyft and Uber drivers agreements. He knew it all. We call him Google Boy for a reason. They used to call him Google Boy because he knew. He just knew, bro. Just knew. Anyway.
And see, I'm at 30% cancel with Uber by accident right now. And I'm fearing that I'm going to be deactivated on Uber. Now, Uber's where I make some good money. Like I said, all I do is the rideshare apps. That's it. So now that I got GoPup sitting on the back burner, I haven't done anything because I'm so scared of getting deactivated from Uber with that 30% cancel sitting there. And I'm like, that's not me. That's the screen being in the wrong position and me having to cancel rides that I didn't intend on accepting. So it's not on me. I've never had 30% cancel, and they can see that. I'm not a person that's going to take a ride, just give it up. This is all accidental stuff, man. And I think I'm going to get deactivated on that.
All right, let me put on my tinfoil hat for a minute here. We know that all these apps engage in psychological warfare against drivers, right? Pretty colors. Yeah. I mean, you know, Sergio's shown it on their show a ton of times, right? They know how many times you tap that screen. They know at what interval, how quickly you tap that screen. You think they're timing you?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
You think they can be timing us?
100%.
I mean, it's a tinfoil theory, but do you think they're actually timing us?
Because right is on
hit it at this point.
Exactly, and then you're all of a sudden your screen changes and you accidentally click a ride, and then and it brings down your average on how many rides you accept and what is it, cancel? Yep, they do it on purpose.
I'll hit an X, I'll move something, and I'll wait a minute because I know what they're trying to do. Right, as soon as I touch screen, they do it any damn way, and I'm like, man, I just tried to avoid that. The hell.
100%.
Now this person is mad because I just got to cancel their ride. I'm like, dude, I didn't try that. Yeah, like they messing with me, man.
Let me get this one out. Big applause on this one from Thomas. He picked up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he picked up one of Key's books. It was either last week or the week before. I think it was last week. He picked up. Yeah, it was last week. He scanned the code, upper left-hand corner. He picked up one of her ebooks. And this is his testimonial. Nobody paid this dude for nothing. I ain't met Thomas Lau yet. He's 2.5 hours northwest of me. I tried using Keith's techniques for DoorDash today, and man, this woman is amazing. So there you go.
I want to know what do you? How much was that information worth? Like, how different was this day compared to some of your average before using the technique she gave you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be using her book this weekend because Uber just gave me a 70 rides for $350. I'm doing all Ubereats. I'm using Kiara's book all weekend. I'm not doing no Lux.
You know what Uber just gave me?
Oh my God. Uber just gave me
it's sick.
Piece of the rash ass. $350 for 70 rides, bro.
Yeah. See, Klaus, I was saying, 70 for $350. So I'm gonna do all Ubereats this weekend. I'm using Kiara's method. I'm gonna try to do it in like a day or two.
Get the money.
Taking all short orders.
I got 380. So 310 for 80 rides, or 240 for 70, and then and then another 140 for 20 rides.
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get 380. I'm gonna try to nail this one.
Yeah.
And so now let me ask you this. Again, this is speaking to when drivers say areas are oversaturated. If they're oversaturated, do you still look? We already know these quests. They make them reachable, but damn near unreachable.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they just throw a dollar amount out there based on knowing, oh, this guy's not going to do 70 rides. There's no way he gets.
Yeah. I think they want you. You think you're gonna make it. You get something that comes up. They look at how many. I think they calculate based off of your previous history on actually completing these quests. So
like 8 rides a week on Uber.
Right. He ain't never gonna touch that. But you know what? He'll get excited about the big number though, right?
I got excited.
Yeah,
No,
right.
I'm doing it. I'm like, I got an ebook now.
Yeah.
They screwed up.
How many people by Friday or whatever the day is are like, nah, I'm done. I'm not going to do any more rides. Every time.
See?
They know, like clockwork.
Yep, they know it. They know it. And see, and Klaus just said, accept more rides and it'll balance out your cancellation rating. Vinny, that's kind of like what you told me the other day. Said you need to start driving more so you don't get canceled.
Well, I still haven't. And I'm going to be fair and honest with you. I did not go look. I still think your cancellation rating is based on a rolling 30, like your acceptance rating.
Yeah. So I need to get out and do more rides.
But yeah, you can do more rides and knock down your cancellation rate. But I think also over 30 days it might come down as well. It is hard.
It's getting worse. More days it goes by, it gets worse because I'm canceling more now than what I did 30 days ago because of this screwed up screen stuff.
Yeah,
so I need to get out and do more rides now.
I always say if the crowd's going left, I'm going right, and it's been working for me the last month.
Yet another reason why I use Para. I won't accidentally click on rides I never intended to accept.
Yeah, that's another thing right there.
Goddamn Para. Goddamn.
Man, they
I'm not saying you gotta use it. I'm saying what works for me.
Para, as much as Para gets mentioned on this damn show, they better start coming through with some money so we can give away some more of Garrett's ebooks and Eddie's ebooks. Okay, they need to come up with some sponsorship.
Yep.
I'm just talking about my methods and methods of driving.
I'm warning you. There's gonna be a Harry Potter movie. We're gonna talk about the app that shall not be named.
Oh, okay. Exactly.
I'm just telling you now. We're gonna pull a Voldemort on that damn app.
Hey, look what Vito said. Vito's talking about those medical rides coming up in all caps. Remember I was saying that? Like if you see a name in all caps.
No, yesterday. No, that was today. Today I had an older couple now, married 57 years. God bless them. They've known each other since 10 years old. God bless them.
Legacy.
Right? But his name was Vincent. Okay. And it was in all caps. It wasn't a medical ride. They was going to pick up their car.
So he probably uses medical.
But here's the deal. It was a Lyft ride, and medical rides on Lyft usually come in all caps. So what I'm thinking is it's not just medical, because the car dealerships down here, any car dealership down here, they use Lyft. They don't use Uber for their rides. Remember, I kept getting those scheduled rides, taking me from just north of me all the way up into West Palm to go to the Lucid car place. Right? I've done like 3 or 4. All of those rides were in caps. So I think it's any business
services.
Any business that's ordering rides for their clients, it's gonna. That's how you're gonna know. Listen, bro, unless the guy reaches in their pocket, you ain't getting no tip on the ride.
That makes sense.
I've been talking about that too before they changed that.
Yeah, it's usually medical. Banner Hospital, Mercy Hospital, all these hospitals usually.
All right, Thomas says it's like night and day. I thought I was smart, and now she's way smarter than me. Working in the sweet spots near neighborhoods and restaurants. He's in Tampa.
Can't wait.
You need to understand something. Yeah, this is the thing you need to understand. She was hitting with facts so hard every week, explaining these concepts, and it completely opened like another universe of possibilities and how you can take and analyze your rides. I understand entirely what you're saying, entirely, because you think, okay, she doesn't have any more. She can't possibly come with anything harder than that. Then, bam! What are you talking about?
Right? Like 6 straight weeks.
So hard in the ride there that we figured out how to make $5 per hour.
Yeah.
She's figured it out on the food side. We haven't figured it out on the food side yet. So
What do
she's
you-
got it so figured out. Like I said, I'm doing that quest this weekend. I don't do quests. I'm doing it only because I know I can do it now. I got support now. I can do it on the food side.
Yep.
So it's about to happen, man. I'm actually doing a quest, something I never do.
Listen, y'all, and we're not trying to push your book. We're trying to help you, bro. Oh,
Hey,
y'all
it's
out
about
there,
paying some bills off.
if you haven't scanned that QR code yet and you're in the food delivery business, I'm telling you, you're leaving 20 to 30% on the table every week.
I guarantee you,
Millionaires
the first
losing
week you
millions.
pay for that. You pay for the book you bought. Guarantee
Yep.
it.
Millionaires
it's
are losing
cheap enough. What
millions
do you
right
mean?
now.
Yeah. Definitely
Yeah.
pay for that.
We got to get out and get ours, man. Banks are shutting down. Everybody's having issues.
Bro,
If
that's
there's
a
money
whole
on the
nother
table,
ballgame.
get that money.
Another
stack
bank
that
shut
money.
down. Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
Well, they got bailed out. Sergio sent me the text.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I
Credit
forgot.
Suisse
Yeah, they
did
got
get
bailed.
out. And if there was ever a bank that should have never been
Where the
bailed
government
out,
shouldn't be putting. Well, never mind.
this, but this isn't even our government. This is the Swiss government. The Swiss government's going to bail them out, which is going to open the door for the central banks and the central bank digital currency that they're trying to drop. Think Klaus Schwab. Think Klaus Schwab, that Nazi son of a bitch. Think that WE. Anyway, now I don't want to get off that.
Man,
we
it's
can
happening.
talk about that.
Oh, it's happening. Yep.
We could talk about that in after hours. Yeah, Vito agrees. Dealers are in all caps too. Yeah, that's what I find. I don't get a lot of medical rides, but I get a lot of dealership rides. You know, whether it's the Ed Morse Cadillac over here where I go, Sawgrass, or that Lucid place, bro. Them people know me. I wish they would just hire me out direct. I'd take all their rides. I would take every one of their rides. If you got a client picking up a car today, send me shoot me a text. Because I know what they're paying Lyft.
Oh yeah. And they ain't gonna give you that much.
And they ain't riding in no Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets in the Cadillac like, ooh, I wish I'd have saw this before I saw the Lucid. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I think Vinny's new profile. Vinny new profile picture need to be that shot where he's sitting going like need to be
Listen, I'm just gonna let you know my wife watches my YouTube channels. She watches my videos. Okay.
But the thing is, it was unintentional. That's what was so funny. It was so unintentional.
Oh, 100%, bro. 100%.
That's making the funniest stuff. It's like it couldn't have been staged or anything.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
I didn't even realize it until I was, because I go through my rides and make sure on all my rides, because I told you I got a file here. And I keep that file in case if I think something might go wrong, or if I got a bad vibe from a customer or a rider, I've got their video here. Because remember, that thing is only so big. It's a 512 gig micro SD card in there. So like every 3 days, it'll start to rewrite itself.
So you got to download everything.
So listen, it's a drag and drop into a folder, but it's not a big deal to do. But man. Oh, absolutely. So I'm going through rides and I'm like, oh, that happened.
Damn. Hey, Juan got a question. He said he hasn't been getting any Quest promotion since the last one he had in January. What market are you in, Juan? It's like, and he's been riding 4.5 years, but he's not getting any Quest promotion.
It's probably going to depend on your market.
Yeah.
Looking Kara says, hello, Mrs. Cuz. If she sees it in the chat, I don't know, bro. This is a 2-hour video. 2.5 hours already. How do we do this every week?
Dude. Hey, it flow. And you know what? It's storming outside right now, like really storming. My laptop hasn't glitched.
Nope. Even
like I said.
Even IT, man. I can hear the rain smacking the door and everything. This thing has not glitched yet. Hey, if you ain't got the Unbroken Driver, if you're not subscribed to the Unbroken Driver, you will have a technical issue and wish you had already. You could just email them real quick. Hey, man, this is the issue I'm having. He's sharp with it.
Juan says he's doing Ubereats Comfort Electric in LA. Are you renting the Tesla or do you own your own electric car?
Ooh, Juan, you need to subscribe Unbroken Driver because he puts surge maps on every morning. He puts surge maps
and then evening, bro. He's popping out there in LA. He owns his own Model Y. I don't.
Black one?
Yep.
Huh? Did you get it black?
It's a
Vito
Black Monday
says, I
month.
must confess, the Iago has tricked me a couple of times, but because I average about 17 to 20 rides a day, I can cancel a ride or two, and my cancellation rate
Right.
is around 1%. My
Well,
acceptance rate is about 50%. Okay.
See,
I used to be
that's
1%.
a little bit of a problem for me, Vito, only because I tend to be really selective with my rides, and I will sit a little longer in between rides just because I'm hoping that I can get something on my Lyft, so I can get a Lux or a Lux Black. And I mean, but obviously those don't come in that often or as regular. There's a lot of people with higher end cars, and unfortunately, you've got people that are in the black tier on Uber, you know, that I mean, obviously I was going to do the same thing, but they're on Uber and they're not getting rides on Uber, so they're you know, feeding off all the black rides and everything on Lyft.
Yeah.
But I have less rides, so on Uber I'm more selective, but I need something to buffer in between me accidentally selecting rides, and also something that makes it easy to read through the rides that don't go along with the filter I have in my head, which is I want to make it a $30 an hour rate, and I prefer to make $10 plus on the ride. Now, I don't mind doing short rides, especially if they're going to be tipping me, you know, a few dollars here and there, pushing up my hourly rate. But I tend to try to only go for rides that are $10 plus and that are going to take me like 10 to 15, 20 minutes, you know, something like that.
I just got a text message. I think Ron might be a little jealous right now because Thomas is praising his queen over there. But he just sent a text in the group. I wanted to put it up here. If y'all can see it. It's titled The Power of Premiere. If you guys can see that, $40.40. I don't know if it'll focus. It went 3.6 miles, 13 and a half minutes, $40.49. And the upfront fare originally was $37.05.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Juan, mine is a black Model Y 2022 Performance. So I mean, my email is the same as my channel name, which I think you can see it. Well, Unbroken Driver. So if you have any questions or whatever, I'll answer them. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right.
And sometimes if it's a question that other people can benefit from, I'll turn it into a video.
All right. So Future Mill says, where's the best place to rent a vehicle? Would you all suggest hire a car? I am starting this weekend. Thanks, guys.
I have an answer.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. Well, there are people out there, if you could find them and try Craigslist. And Craigslist has become a lot more reputable now because people have to pay for their ads. It's not like before where any Joe Schmo could just throw up an ad. So you can take advantage of places like Craigslist and other places and look for people that rent out their cars from their own private fleet. I know for a fact that there's a driver in the Los Angeles area. His name is Kushnad. He started renting out Priuses, and he's got like 8+ Priuses. He probably has more now. But if you can find a private individual that has vehicles on their commercial insurance and everything like that, that's going to be a better bet for you, less expensive, and you still get all the safeties and coverage without a bunch of the headache. Now, if you're trying to go through a more traditional means with one of these bigger companies, understand you're going to be wasting a lot more money.
Yep.
You know,
it's worth the research to find a private renter.
Exactly.
Okay, let me finish this off. Thank you. You and your work will not go in vain. Leave no dollar behind. All right. Juan says he's thinking about calling support. I would. I've got a friend, my buddy fireman Mike, when he's not getting, he used to get like just a boatload of Premier scheduled rides, right? Premier reservation or whatever they call in their pre-scheduled rides. And when he's not getting them, when they stop coming, he calls support.
Got to.
And then all of a sudden, that son bitch will start getting, oh, Vinny, I've got 4 scheduled rides today, and he's throwing it in my face. I love it. He's doing it, he's teasing me with it because the only scheduled rides I get from Uber are to pick up at the airport, and that ain't happening because that's whatever the ride is plus an hour in advance. That ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
So yeah, give it a shot. This question here, that's how you can make some side money from referrals on Cadillac. I've done 2. If I refer a Cadillac to somebody, my truck or another Cadillac, if they go over to Ed Morris, my sales rep, Vanya, oh yeah, it's a $500 kickback. Deuces,
Nice.
baby. Let's see. Yeah, we're about there. Okay. All right. Well, we're pushing up on 11:39, y'all.
Oh
This
yeah.
has been Ron said he got that ride at the baseball conference. It's the world champion. We have the baseball world championships going on right now down in Miami.
Baseball
All
World,
the different countries are paying each other. It's a
the
big,
baseball classic, World Baseball Classic.
yeah. It's a lot of teams going on down there. And to be honest with
I can
you,
answer.
out of all the venues we got here, they actually have an Uber lot that's legitimate that people can walk right out of the stadium into it.
See,
But
that's how they have to do it.
so Arizona has a cool spot where they have a rideshare lot in Scottsdale. I don't know if they just had it was it just for the event or they always have that?
They always have it. Yep.
It's
always-
insane. Like it doesn't even show up on the map, but you roll through there and people are like, hey, can I get a ride?
They know it's a lot.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Arizona is laid out so nice. I'm gonna go back there and just make money.
I'm telling you, man. Here you just gotta work smart. That's it. Because the money is out there. You just gotta go to the right areas. That's it. Just go to the right areas. And a lot like how you did in Scottsdale. You're like how you did in Scottsdale. You cruise through there, and everybody's just like, you know what? They know you're Uber driver or Lyft driver, so they're like just throwing you money. Hey man, $100, take 4 of us. You know, it's only like 5 miles down the road. It's crazy like that. You like real? Yeah, let's go in.
Jeff, you got to try this. You got to try this one.
What's that?
Klaus says, remember I told you, Klaus is Google boy. He knows that goddamn driver contract in and out. Okay. When the request comes in, if you let it time out, it will not affect your cancellation rate or acceptance rate. Per terms of service, this right drivers have as independent contractor. So Klaus is saying don't touch shit. Now with Lyft, you let 2 go by, they're going to shut you off, then you turn the app back on.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll be just doing stuff on my screen, like trying to get over the Lyft or trying to hit X or trying to move something over, and it's like, bloop, you just accepted a ride. I didn't even see the ride pop up. It's quick.
Yeah. As soon as your finger lays flat on the screen, the ride
pops up and you just accepted it. He's like,
you just accepted it. Like, no, I didn't. Like, there's no. I'm like, why don't you make it a swipe or something like that? Well, because you know that if you made it like that, then people wouldn't be accepting rides they don't want to take. And you know there's going to be the people that are guilty for, and they'll be like, oh man, I accept this. I guess I'll just take it. You know?
I'm gonna show you a ride that King James had come to his app. This is his ride that he had.
Hold on, let me see if I can make you big guy there. Hold on, Jeff. I'm gonna make you the big guy. There you go.
All right, let me see
if y'all can see it. Dang it, it's not gonna show right.
Yeah, it's picking up the glare from the computer.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's for $6,970.
Huh?
Yeah, the ride he was 17 minutes away from it. He was gonna pick it up on Admission Viejo. $6,970, and it was to El Pila Road, McCuyen. That was 8,743 miles away.
The hell?
That was a request he got on his phone.
Did he accept it?
No, hell no.
I would have
accepted that.
Listen, bro, I would have accepted it, got there, and I'd have loved to have seen the cancellation fee.
8,743 miles away. $6,970 is what
it was going. Yeah, but what country was it going to?
I don't know. It says Macacawan or something like that. It could have been down in Mexico. That's the only place a car can go. It's like down in Mexico.
6,000 miles. Oh no, bro. I've had requests come through. From Fort Lauderdale Beach to Italy.
Yeah.
No like, shit.
You got to rent a boat for people.
Yeah. And I'm like, I remember I picked the guy up. I picked him up at the Ritz-Carlton in Fort Lauderdale Beach. And I started the trip and I said, because there's a restaurant here that has the same name as a restaurant in Italy. And so he accidentally hit the one in Italy. And Uber let the damn ride request go through.
Wow.
You know, they're a tech company. They ain't exactly techie. You know what I mean?
I've gotten rides to Canada.
And I asked the guy, I said, bro, I said, sir, you know this is going to Italy, right? He's like, huh? I told him, yeah. I said, you want to go to Italy? No!
when they charge his car, it's gonna be.
How are you not paying attention to how much you're paying and the map that shows where it's going?
Okay, let me reiterate this. I picked him at the Ritz Carlton on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Okay, the Ritz Carlton. Okay, we ain't talking about Motel 6 now.
Yeah,
We're talking about the Ritz Carlton.
money.
Yeah, bro. Like all
Hmm.
3 Ritz Carltons down here, none of them cheap. You ain't
Yeah.
sleeping in. You and me can afford the closet for a night, Steven. But we won't be in that closet together. I'm just telling you right now. That you and Eddie can share a closet, and then y'all can,
No, I'm good.
y'all
I'm
can
good.
work on them anal babies for men. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like your boy needs a little cleaning out anyway. You know, he's got to get it out of it some kind of way.
Hey, if
Go
you're
ahead,
offering
Omar, I
all
hear
that with Eddie, you know that's your business. I don't want. Let's see what Juan says. I don't have the select option on my Model Y, but I do on my 2014. Interesting. Okay, so I started driving a while ago, but I didn't complete what I needed to in order to get select. And for people that are wondering, there's certain markets. I don't know if it's just California that still have Uber Select available, but it's only for those that were grandfathered in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I didn't get it, and I didn't get it grandfathered in, and this is something I was complaining about back when I went to Arizona. So it seems okay, you were grandfathered in on your previous vehicle. Maybe they're only allowing the vehicles that had it, and so it's not just something that's attached to your account. So think of it like the self-driving on your car. It's not it's connected to the car, it's not connected to your account. So if you sell your car, you lose the self-driving. It goes to whoever gets it next, or if you give it to a dealership, they just take it off.
Damn.
So you getting another vehicle, even though the vehicle technically should qualify for Select, I think they're just getting rid of Select on new vehicles. It's not connected to your account. It's connected to the car that qualified at the time. That's what it seems like from what you're explaining.
Makes sense. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Ernest is north of me. He's up in West Palm, Jupiter area. He said he got a 45-minute pickup from West Palm to Fort Lauderdale to Davie for $8. Ernest, like $8, or is that a misprint?
I'm
And
telling
you
you,
missing a
where's
number?
the zero at?
You ain't lying. West Palm to Fort Lauderdale is 44 miles. From airport to airport is 44 miles.
Jeez.
Now he's talking about
8
going to
miles.
Davie. And we don't know if he's going to East Davie or West Davie, because he's going to West Davie, it's another 10, 12 miles added on top of that.
And they really sent that out to somebody.
No, I've been getting these crazy rides that are over an hour, and they're talking about like $15 or something like that. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wait, who's taking this?
Yeah, like I'm like, somebody accepts stuff like this. Like, really?
Like, I need that for my last part of my quest.
That quest ain't worth 40, 50 miles.
I got a $15 quest right now going. I need a third ride for it.
I gotta get it. Yeah, I got it.
West Palm deal.
Yeah.
All right. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and finish this up. I'm gonna do one last sweep through the housekeeping. Then we'll do our tips of the night. If you're interested in Eddie's $5 ebook, 100K a year ebook, the man is proven. You can check out his videos. Eddie, we hope your labor is going good tonight. Get that epidermal, and although my wife had all 4 kids natural, and so if my wife can do it, Eddie, I know you can do it. Okay.
Yep. Get it.
Kiki's ebook. Follow Key's tracks. This is her ebook. You guys, y'all got the testimonial tonight. So scan that code, hit her channel up. It's available. Go for it.
I'll have mine Monday or Tuesday.
If you guys are looking for the Tesla rental, this company is offering rentals. They're just in a limited area, but if you scan that code, interested in renting a Tesla, be able to multi-app the rideshare apps as well as all the food apps. Scan that code. Make sure you tell them the Rideshare Garage sent you. All right, that's all I got for that. So, fellas, Omar, bro, it's good to have you back on the show, man. We miss you. Hope you feel better. I need your quick tip. Let's get our tip for drivers tonight. 30 seconds or less. Go.
Micro, macro. This is what I've been telling people lately in the stock market that are just tripping and thinking the stock market's crashing. Oh no, it's gonna do this. Listen, whatever it is, whatever goal you have, maybe today didn't go well. Maybe tomorrow didn't go well. You got a couple bad. Keep the big picture in mind of where you're going. Don't lose sight of that. Sometimes the thing in front of you is not exactly reflective of where you're going and what you're trying to accomplish.
And I'll add to that. That's in anything in life. Rideshare, trading, whatever, dude. That's anything in life. Don't be so short-sighted that you miss the big picture. At the end of the day, bro, it's the journey. It's the journey. Because once you get there, then what the hell you gonna do? You got to start another one. All right, Steven, what you got, bro? What you got?
Have a dash cam.
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go grab one now. Put a link in the description. Go for it, bro.
I had thrown one up earlier, but yeah, look, I don't care how much money you think you're saving by not having a dash cam. Even if you get involved in an accident and it's your fault or it's not your fault, whatever. People rolling around your car. Having a dash cam is something that will save you a lot of hassle and will clearly explain, what happened around you when some kind of incident comes up. It's just worth having. It's worth protecting your car. It's worth protecting you. Because it could be something with the person in the back seat of your car. They might not say anything to you. Obviously, they're not going to say anything to you right then and there. But then all of a sudden, they do something crazy or make some false accusation. Or like I said, in my case, I was involved in an accident, but my camera showed way more than I thought it did for the camera that's the part that's pointing back. So that's my tip.
That's the thing about that Vantrue, man. That Vantrue dash cam, looking inside the vehicle, right? During the day, it's crystal clear. It's perfect, right? But even at night, you can see all the way through your back glass and behind you. Not only on the side of you, obviously there's a field of view there, but I mean, you just see it all. Mm-hmm. It's crazy good how good that is. So we wanted to throw that up there to you and let you go. Look at driving in style. Eddie can throw up Eddie can throw up his
personal link.
He can throw up his link.
Yeah.
Now listen, I'm just gonna warn you guys. That's my link. He threw my link.
This
is a verified link. Because if he throws up a link, it might be to anal baby. Yeah. And I don't want nobody getting clickbaited around here tonight. Okay, I don't want no clickbait tonight.
Open up
anyway. All right, Steve. I'm sorry, Jeff. What do you got tonight, brother?
Hey, I just want to. Most of you guys out there, I know we've always been hammering on dollars per hour, dollars per mile. Do not undercut the power of short trips. Make sure you're not, skipping over a trip. Oh man, that's only 2 miles. Oh, that's only 4 miles. Look at how many dollars you're getting per miles and look at that minutes real quick. Because when you start doing these $9 trips for like 1 mile, $9 for 2 miles, I mean, that's $4.50 a mile. If I run a 400-mile tank, that's over $1,700 on one tank of fuel I'm running off $9 trips. And it might take me 2 or 3 days to do it, but you can make $1,700 in 2 days just doing $9 trips. And you'll be like, all I did for the last 2 days was like $9 trips, and I made $1,700. Dollars per miles matter, and look at those minutes. Make sure you're paying attention to them short trips.
And you can't sleep on the potential of a good tip on those rides. Like sometimes they'll tip you way above what you thought you possibly get on those rides.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's amazing how many times I have given a trip that's like 10 or 12 bucks, goes like 2-3 miles. And before the night is over, $5 tip, $5 tip, $5 tip, $5 tip.
Yep.
And everybody know. Well, those that know that I trade and stuff like that, join us in the morning. I keep a board behind me. You can always look at that board and see, okay, where's Vinny at for 2 days? Where's Vinny at for 3 days? I fill that out. I change that number every night before I go to bed. But then in the morning, it's going to be $10, $20 more.
Yeah.
Because then the $5 tips come through. And so,
it adds up.
I was going to say, a lot of the time, it's funny. The people, they know, they're like, I know it's a short trip, so thanks for picking me up constantly. Thanks for picking me up. Thanks for picking me up. And they show that thanks. They hit you, like you said, they hit you with the $5. The trip was less than $5.
Right. And keep in mind, they told us with upfront pricing that they're going to pay more on the short trips.
Right.
And pay less, rate rebalancing on the longer trips.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying don't take the longer trips if it don't make sense.
It
makes sense you take the damn trip, because that's a quick hitter.
Yep.
You know, you can get $60, $70, $80 in an hour.
Well,
You hit that something.
Get that. Get that.
You get that. You know, but like the instance today, I was out less than 3 hours. You know, 110, $120, and I don't think I burned 2 gallons of gas.
That's how you do it.
I went nowhere.
Yep. And see, just like
You know,
Thomas is saying,
I was within like a 5 square mile radius.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you beat that?
and like what Thomas is saying, what I always say is look at how many miles per how many miles to empty your tank holds, and say this is how much money I want to make with this tank of fuel. And if you put that in your head, you can say, okay, if I get $2 a mile on a 400-mile tank, I can make $800 off that $50 I just put in my gas tank. So always start cherry picking for that $2 per mile, and you'll get that $5 tip will pop up. And like, oh, a $5 tip came up. Now instead of a $4 trip, it went up to a $10 trip that quick. And you're like, man, I got $10 for like a mile and a half. And it slowly just start adding up over time. So always look at that. Say $10 for 1 mile. Yeah.
That's it. All right. And my tip of the night is whether you sub to my channel, Jeff's channel, Omar, Steven, Kiara, Eddie, Brandon, who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Oh, Ron.
Yeah.
Although, you know, Ron. Where the hell is Ron?
Exactly.
Ron.
You got
Who the hell is
Ron, you got to be
Ron?
close to the camera.
Ron.
Right? It doesn't matter.
Every time Ron on camera, he's like this.
You know, always get with a channel that's positive, man.
Yeah.
Because if it's a negative channel, I promise you, they're playing you for a sucker.
Yeah.
They're playing you on your emotions. They're gonna get you all upset, get you in your damn feelings, and then you're not gonna be able to think straight. And then when you get in your car to go drive, you're already in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You know, life ain't always. Listen, we all need money. Okay, ain't none of us millionaires. If we was millionaires, I don't think we'd be here.
Probably
wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? We probably wouldn't be here. I'm just saying. You know, when I hit a million, I'm gonna be like, yo, Steven,
we're in a Rolls Royce, baby.
Y'all got this. No,
People
hell,
say that don't happen. I'm an Uber in a Rolls Royce.
Oh yeah,
Not
I'll
me.
be happy. I'll be rolling in something ridiculous.
And I'm only doing Walmart customers. That's it.
And here's another part to this negativity shit, because it bothers me. It really does. There were some videos I saw that I stumbled across from certain people that are always right and the rest of us are wrong, because we ain't going to mention the small channels. You know who you are, right? Listen, it's not just YouTube. It's your Instagram, it's your Facebook, it's your Twitter, it's your Snapchat, it's your TikTok, whatever it is you do social media-wise.
Energy.
If you got more negative shit coming down your thread than you do positive shit, it's going to keep you in a bad state of mind.
Yep.
You can never move forward if you're always looking back. The cliches go on for days. I'm telling you.
Facts.
And like right now, I'm down. I don't have Instagram anymore.
Yep.
It's there. I'm not logged in. I ain't looked at Instagram
You know
in
what
like
it's all about.
about 2 months now, right? It's about 2 months since I got rid of that crap.
Yeah.
I haven't had Facebook.
I don't have Facebook.
I haven't had Facebook in forever.
Yep.
I'm on Twitter because of some financial news, but outside of that, you know, they force feed you some crap. I can't help that.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, keep your circle positive, keep yourself positive, man.
Right.
Because if you're always negative and pissed off, dude, it's going to reflect.
And like
I think we could answer this one before we go.
Akuma's question before we go, because he's got a good question. This one about the trend of people refusing tips.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this, when it comes to like rideshare is one thing. With rideshare, we do a service first and then they tip us based on the service of it in rideshare. That's kind of how it works in rideshare. In delivery, it's different because we know that our service is just us going to drop off food. But if you know that people are just not going to tip you at the end of it and all you're getting is $3 to go 7 miles, you're not taking that order. That's a long drive for $3. In rideshare, I can determine whether or not I want that ride based on how much I see up front. So I won't take that ride. So in food service, we do the same thing. If the money's not there up front, we just won't deal with it. That's just how it is.
I have a good way to put it. Tell me how many of the servers that you've had at restaurants, hotels, and whatnot, how many of them do you think would do their job if they weren't getting a tip?
Exactly.
It makes absolutely no sense. They literally choose their pay based off of the fact that they expect them to get tips instead of paying them a good wage first and then let them earn whatever tips that they get. It's got so bad that the government steps in and takes taxes off of this gift that somebody's giving, this money that's already had its taxes taken out.
Exactly. Taxing dollars on dollars.
I don't know how many people know this. People that work in the restaurant industry, they're not held. They don't get paid a minimum wage like we would get paid a W-2 minimum wage. Their shift pay, which is usually $2 to $3 an hour.
Yeah,
they depend on tips. Now, and that brings up another point. I was having this conversation with somebody just yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Monday. People don't realize driving these gig apps, whether it's rideshare or food delivery, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
This is not as much as they want to make it out to be.
Everyday,
it's a public service.
Yeah.
No, it ain't. Catching a fucking bus is a public service.
That's a public service.
Catching a tri-rail is a public service.
Yep.
Catching an Uber or a taxi, and I'm gonna say taxi too. Catching an Uber or a taxi is a goddamn luxury.
Yep. Because they don't have to take
these people out there need to treat it like that.
Yep.
They need to treat it like it's you don't have to come get them.
No. You don't have to deliver the food.
Yeah, that's it.
If somebody says, hey man, I'm just trying to order McDonald's, I don't have to tip. Well, you can cook you a hamburger at home. You got a stove, a skillet, a spatula. What the fuck is your problem? Flip that motherfucking meat over and you ain't got to worry about tipping nobody.
I went into what was it over the weekend? Man, I was hungry and I stopped. I think it was Saturday because I was in between shifts on Saturday. So I went to my second favorite place, which is quickly becoming my first favorite place.
Wawa?
Charlie's Cheesesteaks. Charlie's Cheesesteaks, bro. Let me tell you, more sandwich, less money than Wawa. The difference is Wawa's not open at 2:00 in the morning. Anyway, so I go in there to Charlie's, right? And bro, let me tell you, it was 5 people in there working behind that counter. Every one of them, when I came in at a different spot, say, hey, how you doing? They actually said hello. Instead of just looking at me like I'm bothering them. Bro, they asked me, how you want your chicken? Is this, you want too much sauce on it? Yeah, all of that. So when I went to pay for the food, because I had gotten a $20 cash tip. Yeah, so it was Saturday. I got a $20 cash tip. My meal, which was a pretty big meal, came out to like $14, right? With the gourmet fries and all of that shit. Anyway, so I handed her a $20 bill. She gave me my change back, and I'm looking for a tip jar. Ain't no tip jar. So I looked at the girl. I said, well, hey, y'all don't take tips? She says, well, they don't really want us. And before she even got it out of her mouth, I had already folded it up.
Yeah.
And whoop. I said, you do what you got to do with that. Then I forgot to get my change. And, I
exactly.
my food and I tip.
That's it. That's energy, man.
Even if they tell you you don't have to tip, man, reach in your pocket. And this, now I'm going to tell you, this is my pet peeve. This pisses me off. Believe it or not, y'all ain't going to like this, but this pisses me off. When you are, some people can barely afford the ride. Remember, this is a luxury. They're paying damn good money to have you in that car. Even if we ain't seeing it.
Right.
Do you know they're paying it to the app? Right?
I look at how much they pay.
Some people, right. Some people can't give more than $1 tip.
Yeah.
And how many times have I heard, oh man, they only tipped me $1.
No.
Bitch, they tipped you. Did they not? They didn't have to do that.
They gave you.
Maybe that's all they could afford.
I've had people literally tell me, look, I know your car is really nice. I'm sorry, this is all I can give you. No, not sorry. This is all you can give me. Thank you for tipping me.
Exactly.
Don't feel guilty because, like you said, you already paying for the ride. I know how much you're paying for the ride. I go back and look at the history. Yeah. I know how much you're paying for the ride. Yeah. And you need to get somewhere. I understand 100%. Now, is it nice to get tips? Do I prefer getting tips? Yes. Do I want to bring up my hourly rate? Yes, of course. I want to make money. But I understand I accepted this ride. Because it paid out the amount that I was willing to accept. And I don't expect more on top of that. But if you want to and you appreciate me and you decide to put that extra, thank you. It doesn't matter if it's $1.
Yep. And that's the thing, though. I look at tips as passing energy. When somebody gives me that good tip and gives me that good energy, I can return that to the people at the shop, or I can return it to another restaurant. And so I'm taking money from this person, transferring it to somebody else who probably needs that money at a restaurant, a kid who's trying to do something. So don't look at it as me as hogging all the tips and hogging all the money. I'm giving this shit out to, I'll go somewhere and be like, hey, here's an extra $2-3 to the person at Sonic. I'm transferring energy. That's all I'm doing. That person don't make money like I make. So I'm taking that tip from them, giving it to somebody who really, really needs it.
Yeah.
I'll give it to that person.
I think your mic unplugged. Yeah.
Uh-oh, something happened.
You know, but it Kiara says she got tipped in weed one time, but tip is a tip. I wasn't mad at him. You know what?
I had it offered. I had that offered. I had a few other. Yeah.
But now the one caveat to this, I'm going to say this too. If I'm on one of those Lux Black XL rides that's paying out $70, $80, $90, bitch, you better not give me no dollar. I'm just saying. If I see $1 come through on a ride like that, I'm re-rating your ass real quick.
Exactly.
They already paid you on a Lux Black.
Yeah, okay, yeah, goddamn dollar.
If they don't tip me, I'll be like, if they don't tip me when they get out the car, I'm gonna hand them motherfuckers my windshield wipers. Be like, put these on your way around the car for me, since you can't tip me. Put my new windshield wipers on.
Right? With the majority of people, bro. The majority of people, man.
I get it as a little air monitor. Like, check the pressure on all my tires for me. Since you can't give me a tip, just let me know what each tire says.
Well, you know, sometimes the guy
or wait, on the way out.
You ain't got to worry about getting a tip. I already got mine.
I got it already. I did not expect that. Good job, Vinny.
Vinny wrong. That was so funny, man. When that message came, I died. I was at the kitchen counter when I saw that, and I was dying laughing.
I might stick that in a video somewhere over the next week or so and shock everybody. We'll be talking about something, and then just randomly out of nowhere,
like make sure you stay safe, keep your head on a swivel. Always keep your head on a swivel. So you never know what might be happening around you.
All right. So, God, I want to say this name right. Akuma Ryu.
Yeah.
Does that sound right about that? Is that Akuma or Akuma Ryu? Okay. Anyway, I hope I didn't mess it up. We don't do genders here. We only do humans and jet fans. It's the only two genders we got on this channel.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't like no tip, no trip trend culture that pops up. Can you imagine that someone spit in my friend's food? The only reason why we even knew was because the bag was compromised and the food container was popped open.
That's messed up. That right there, I think that's assault. I would say that's assault. Yeah. And that could be a medical assault against somebody. You don't know if the person who's spitting has some type of bacteria or virus that can
the person's never.
That is a crime. That is assault.
That's a crime. Yeah. Yep. No, that is a literal crime.
Oh, I know it, man.
Yeah, in the food industry, if you do something to contaminate somebody's food, that is a crime.
Oh, yeah, because you could be essentially poisoning somebody. Because what if you're immunocompromised and this person got the flu, spit in this person's food? Now you just harmed an immunocompromised person where they're in the hospital for the next 4 days. All because you thought it was funny to spit in somebody's food. You should be tried like a criminal.
Don't take the trip.
Exactly. Just don't take it.
Don't take it.
Some of these people,
it's such a again, I'm gonna go back to it's a luxury service, and drivers gotta get it in their head that it's a luxury service, dude. You don't have to take garbage requests. You just don't have to do it. Yep. All right, last two comments I'm gonna put on here, and then we're gonna wrap this up, bro. Because now we're 3 hours deep in this.
Man.
We're having too much.
I mean, I ain't mad. Everybody's been hanging in too, bro. They're hanging in like. I like the story about tipping the cans on the way out the driveway. You know what? He said, "I'm gonna hit me a garbage can on the way out, and then use Omar's duct tape on the back of my Prius. I'll be good. I'll be good." All right, and then here's the last one. This is from the Akuma. I always try to do my best I can by those that take time out of their day to assist me. This goes to you, Ubereats, etc. But if you have a problem with someone, don't mess with their food.
100%.
X.X. Yeah, that's 100%. All right. So there we go. That's it. We're going to wrap it up for tonight. We all got
can't give us those thumbs up.
Yeah, go back and if you can, subscribe to everybody's channel, or at least subscribe to your favorite driver. And make sure you like their video. We're here for y'all, man. We're gonna have a good time either way we look at it. But we'd like to have y'all along for the ride. And guess what? You don't have to tip us at the end.
Yeah. That's your tip.
Although Steven and Omar, I tell you, hell no, I want my $1.
Give me my $1,
man. They want their $1.
Damn it.
All right, y'all. Everybody, let's turn it up one time for Eddie. And bro, feel better, dude. Kiara, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And all right, that's it. Let's get it.
All right, yo.